from WBNE.
Howdy, yokes. Before we get started today, we want to let you know that this episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by the COVID-19 vaccines. If you haven't gotten yours yet, it's 100% free. You can use promo code BACON, but you don't even have to because it's already free. It is as free as it gets. It is 100% free to get the COVID-19 vaccine if you're here in the United States. If you're in the rest of the country, I have no idea. Try promo code BACON. But get the COVID-19
The rest of the world.
That's what I meant.
You said country.
Well, the rest of the world. It's all America these days.
The rest of Earth's country.
If you're on the rest of Earth, or in the universe for that matter, try promo code BACON to get 15% off your COVID-19 vaccine. They might give it to you, they might not. Who knows? But here in the United States, it's 100% free. So go ahead and go get that if you don't have it right now. And if you have a reason to send me an email right now that's like, actually, I'm not going to get the vaccine for XYZ reason, you can go ahead and send that to baconandeggsmedia@gmail.com, and I'll promptly sign you up for everything I possibly can. Promise. Anyway, get the vaccine, because when you get the vaccine, things can go back to quasi-normal. And when things go back to quasi-normal, you can go to patreon.com/baconandeggs, check out all the great reward tiers we have there, and you can support us making fun art so that we can continue to make this fun art. So thank you so much for donating. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get on with the show. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're taking back our home.
Or maybe we're just being real jerks.
So defeat Azog the Defiler.
And hey, look, Orlando Bloom's in this one too.
Because today we're bringing you
The Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies. In the year 1878, I took my degree of Doctor of Medicine of the University of London, having proceeded to go through the course.
You've been waiting a week to do that, haven't you?
Yes, I have. We did bring up Sherlock Holmes and read that beginning of that chapter last week. This movie, The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies, was directed by Peter Jackson.
What did you say? That was not The Hobbit Battle of Five Armies.
This movie, The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies, was directed by Peter Jackson, was released December 17th, 2014, which was a certain number of days ago, and I will tell you what that number is in a minute because I forgot to look it up. It had a $250 to $300 million budget, made $962 million in the box office. It got a 59% critic rating and a 74% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 59 on Metacritic. Tyler, while I'm looking up how many days ago that was, do you have a positive review for this movie?
I sure don't, Ethan. But we are joined this week by comedian Mary Clay Watt, who has been covering these movies on her podcast.
Hey Siri, how many days ago was December 17th, 2014?
If you haven't listened to her podcast, it's really truly fantastic.
It was 2,435 days ago. Thank you, Siri.
Ethan, I'm very curious about your review. Do you have a negative review by any chance?
I have a negative review here from Tom Long of the Detroit News, who says, well, at least there won't be another one for a while.
Brutal.
For a while? What did they think was happening after this?
Well, we are now in the world where there's going to be an Amazon series, Mary Clay.
Well, yeah, but that not in 2014.
Yeah, but
that
it has
was
been
not public knowledge.
Right. Okay, yeah, but they could see the writing on the wall. I would be an asinine fool to assume that they have made their last Lord of the Rings property.
No. I think after at least major property, I'll say, I think after how the Hobbit movies turned out, I wouldn't have been surprised if we never saw anything of Lord of the Rings again.
No, they each made $1 billion.
Mary, they made $1 billion
each.
But like at what cost?
$300 million.
About a quarter of that each.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
They made $1 billion.
Valued home.
New Zealand's tourism industry is
the world would be a merrier place.
Let me tell you a thing about Hollywood. They do not care whether or not a movie is good. They care about whether or not a movie makes money.
Thorn said eat the rich.
All right, I have a positive review here from Stephen Romai from The Australian. Aha! While the action scenes are eye-popping, for me, the film becomes something special in stiller moments, with the megalomaniac Thorin raving, questioning, justifying, swerving towards evil. 4.5 out of 5.
That was a good accent, Tyler.
Good
job. That was, I think, the best you've ever done.
We can all speak Australian now, and here's the reason. That TikTok sound that's just like, hey, Get out
Get
of my
out of my
sandwich.
sandwich.
No.
I love my favorite TikTok trend is like Australians at Home Depot. That's my favorite thing in the world. Where they're like, oh no.
Oh no, Home Depot.
Oh, wait. Have you guys seen the, oh no, Cleo.
Oh, have I seen Oh No Cleo? I live for Oh
Cleo.
No. Condensation.
Condensation.
That was like the sound that made me download TikTok. I was like, I have to listen to it
Oh,
again.
man.
I've got a listener review here from Liam 2.0 who says 50 out of 100. Got worse as it dragged on.
Dragged. I've got a review here
Yeah,
from
I'd
the
agree
Mighty
with that.
Toothless, 54 out of 100. Not needed, but yet somehow necessary. Well, yeah, the story did.
Well, I mean, you have to
conclude.
finish the story.
Yeah, it would be
you have to show
wild.
how. If you're gonna call it the Hobbit there and back again, you got to show him going back again.
Back again. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Although
would be
technically,
wild.
they never. I don't think in the movies they say the Hobbit there and back again. So he could have just gone there and just never come back again.
It's not on the cover of my copy either. It's just El Hobbit.
Doesn't he write it at the page on the page at the beginning?
Maybe, I don't know, but that was 2 weeks ago.
Anyway, Tyler and Mary Clay, 0 out of 100. The Hobbit, Bofa. Both of these armies. What's your score?
This is a vast improvement on the Desolation of Smaug, in my opinion.
Really?
Really. Significantly so.
Yeah, you think that?
I do think that, which
Interesting.
brings me to my score of 65 out of 100.
65 out of 100. That's a good score considering like the 36 we gave it last week.
Yes, it is.
Mary Clay.
I don't remember what I gave Desolation of Smaug as the problem.
Oh, I can tell you. You
Because-
gave The Desolation of Smaug 65.
Oh, okay. I will give this a 55. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I hate the Battle of Five Armies. When it's terrible. It's absolutely
Did
terrible.
rate it lower than 55.
And the only
Coward.
here's the reason why I'm waiting. Wait. What word am I trying to say?
Here's the reason
I
why I'm
don't know. I
waiting.
have no idea what you're
reason
going for.
I am rating it at least a barely passing score is because Martin Freeman saves so much of it where I'll be like, you know what, maybe this is actually a decent movie. This is a good movie. And then I'm like, no, Martin Freeman is just really good.
See, for me, Martin Freeman is very good. So is Sir Ian McKellen. So is a lot of the acting is fine, above average. It's
What do you mean fine above average?
I would say most of the acting is fine to above average. Not all of it. There's definitely some garbo in here, but in my mind, I get lost in the narrative, which is good. That's the goal. That's what acting is for. And what pulls me out is the subpar special effects and the subpar story. But like the acting's there, and like I'm in it, and I'm like, I like the action sequences aren't so poorly done. Like if my internet was running a little better while I was watching it, I probably would have enjoyed them more because at 360p they don't look fantastic.
You wouldn't have though. You would
No,
have been like,
there were
this is
certain-
going on
there were
for a
certain
long
parts-
time,
They
even
definitely went
longer
on
than
for a
it
long
took
time.
for your internet to buffer.
All right.
But there were parts that actually were in 4K, and I was still like, this looks very bad. Definitely worse than its predecessors.
Ethan,
The Battle of
Thoughts?
Five Armies. What to give this movie?
Mary Clay, do you bet the over if I say the bet line
No.
is 25?
25. 25.
I'll take that.
You'll take the over?
I'll take over. Yeah.
Okay.
You
Listeners,
should have. We should have made Ethan take his headphones off for whatever the over under was.
No,
he's locked in.
I'm locked in. I came to the table locked in. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, this movie is
Single lady.
This movie is a 70.
70.
70 out of 100.
I
This
knew he
is-
was going to like this one.
This
I knew
is
it.
far and away the best of the Hobbit movies. Far and away. With the exception of the first 45 minutes of An Incredible Journey or whatever the hell it's called.
Unexpected Journey.
Wow.
Unexpected Journey. This is the best
It
Hobbit
is an
movie.
incredible journey.
Hands on the floor. Absolutely. If I was going to give it a 75, if not for freaking Alfred Lickspittle
Oh my God.
and his inclusion for some reason in this
We
movie.
don't need it. We don't need it. And well, it's dumb too because like the master is still around in the book after Smaug, and he does take up some of that like annoying plot of him like always being there when no one wants him to be there, and he's like trying to be, you know, save face and be like, I actually am in charge of all of this and I saved everyone. So they easily could have just had the mayor stick around and everyone, you know, turn on him. So I don't know why they added in this extra character if they were
Stephen
just
Fry
gonna
was busy. He was too busy for $300 million budget. The Hobbit.
maybe.
the
Yeah.
truly-
you know
Five
what?
Armies.
You're probably not wrong.
Truly, it seems like they got like to the third movie, to scripting the third movie. Peter Jackson was like, "Oh, mate, we haven't put like a Cream of Wormtongue type character in this. What is going on? We got to have somebody that's just horrible and really annoying."
That's how New Zealanders. That's how Kiwis. That's what they call themselves. Kiwis sound. Sweet as, mate.
Sweet ace.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
I can't do a New Zealand accent. I can say
what's-
Birka. Oh wait, no,
And
that's
what's
Jamaican.
behind that door?
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. I
Vegetables?
don't understand this reference.
Coke Zero. All the nummiest treats you can think of.
Coke Zero. LMG.
Speaking of Taika
I
Waititi,
don't understand this reference. Get me out of here.
speaking of Taika Waititi, everybody needs to go watch Free Guy. That movie is fantastic. I'm going to try to convince Tyler to cover it next week, although it is only available in theaters, so probably not.
Is it the sequel to Free Willy?
No,
It is. It is.
it's about
as
a
a
man.
matter of fact.
It's not actually. It's like imagine if
It
they
really
took,
has sequels.
if they took the Ready Player One movie, the Lego movie, Westworld, and Ralph Breaks the Internet and smushed them into one big thing, but it was good.
I've only seen 2 of those 4, so
Have you seen Gamer?
I half understand your reference. No.
It was
That
very
Gerard
bad.
Butler
I
movie?
I don't watch anything.
It was
I don't watch
terrible.
Gerard
anything.
Butler. Have you seen
Yeah.
Death Race?
I have.
No.
That was equally bad.
Those movies are the exact same in my mind.
Yeah,
I think
I would
it's 'cause
agree with
it's the
that.
same premise, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's prisoners have to do something for the entertainment of the masses, right?
But go see Free Guy. It was the Ready Player One movie we all deserved that we would never get.
Oof, rip.
Anyway, yeah, so the Hobbit Battle of Five Armies is the best Hobbit movie by far and away. This is the only one that has any whiff of the Lord of the Rings in it whatsoever. This is the only one that took me to that place.
Not the Lord of the Rings is the thing.
It
Okay,
has
but
the
like
Lord
I
of
would
the Rings in
It's
it.
just not.
I would rather it
And
try to
Peter
be
Jackson. Well, that's the thing is that I think Peter Jackson tried to make it like Lord of the Rings, and that's why it
100% he did.
failed miserably.
Let me tell you what Peter Jackson was doing as he was sitting on top his 11 Oscars from one movie. As he was like, what can I do to make this happen again? I have
Do it
$1
again.
billion from Warner Brothers, and they're asking for $3 billion in movie. I'm going to make the third one of these exactly like Return of the King.
Yeah. Yeah. It is egregiously long. It's not as long as the rest of them, but it is still way too long.
Way poorly paced.
I truly think that, yeah, they could have condensed these 3 movies into 2 hour and
And it was-
45-minute movies and been
Yeah, and
just
it was
fine.
supposed to, and we all know, or in case I don't know, like what I've talked about on here and what I've talked about on my own podcast
How dare
in terms
you.
of like all the behind the scenes planning and stuff. But this was supposed to be 2 movies. And I just recorded with a guest, and he was saying that back when all the like the original promotional materials were happening, there was like some poster or something that led him to believe later on that back when they were doing 2 movies, the barrel scene would have been the climax of the first movie. And that's why they made it into like such a huge battle scene for no reason and all this other stuff. And that's why like things like Bjorn's house feels really rushed, because at that point you would have been, you know, an hour and a half into the first movie and you need to move along. So yeah, this was supposed to be 2 movies. And I think by this point you can tell that they really drew it out to be 3 movies.
I just
And
don't-
that's no fault of Peter Jackson.
I don't
think,
hate it in this
because
movie, though,
I
as
think it
much as
was
I did in the other 2.
I believe it was the studio that made them have it. They were like, you can either have 3 movies or no movies. I think is how that went.
Yeah, I don't hate it in this movie the way I did in the other two, honestly. The pacing is not great, but it is better. And I think the acting was significantly improved from all of the secondary cast.
From Philly and Keely?
I think it's also just because we finally whereas like we connected with and like we knew about Aragorn and Pippin and Legolas and Gimli pretty soon, you know, by the time movie one ended, we knew their characters pretty well. It took all of these movies to get to know on some level these like side characters.
Yeah, because there's just too many of them. And still like Biffer and Bofer and Bomber and don't.
No, Bofer does. He's actually secretly the best one, and it makes me really mad because his name is Bofer.
No, the best one. First of all, Bofer D. Smuts. First of all, the best one is Dan.
Well, he's not in the original company.
I know.
Do you
when
mean
he
Fergus?
shows up, when he
no,
shows
not Fergus.
up,
Who's
No, he's Fergus.
Who's no, Fergus is Hiccup's dad. Who's the
No, he's Fergus in Brave.
No, not Brave. Wait, there's too many Scottish. I'm thinking of How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay, well, the guy that plays Dan is Fergus in Brave.
You're curious what Hiccup
Dragon.
Horrendous Haddocks the Third's father's name is?
No, it's not his father. It's like the side character who they hinted at being gay in the second movie.
It was funny about
No,
How to Train Your
just
Dragon.
me.
I've never seen the second one.
I have. It's the one that's got Jon Snow in it.
I understand it's the best of the three.
You
It's
really
not.
should.
It's absolutely not the best through three. The
Even
third
though
is the
the
best of the three.
Third one is. Man, I tell you,
unbelievable.
the third one, I think it was like on Netflix at one point, and I was like, oh, I haven't never got around to seeing that. Let me like have a movie night and watch it. Not expecting to have my heart absolutely annihilated.
Yeah.
Like I was sobbing.
How to Train Your Dragon
And
is one of the few.
I don't like cry at movies.
How to Train Your Dragon is one of the few perfect trilogies that exists, where each movie is better than the previous.
Gobber, the Belch, or Gober.
Okay, well, anyway, he
Jober,
plays Fergus
Gobber.
in Brave as
Okay.
well.
It is the
Fergus.
same voice actor, yeah.
So the guy that plays Dayan, is there actually ever a human being doing that, or is that all 100%?
That's a great
CGI?
question, Tyler. It was Orlando Bloom actually here, because in this movie, I'm not even sure they got him to
Was he
voice
here
the
all
character.
along?
Like, it doesn't even sound like Orlando Bloom anymore.
Yeah, it didn't look. Now, Tariel, Evangeline Lilly's on that set, which makes this a 100%er.
I'm telling you, Mary Clay, this is, you will come to agree when you cover it week to week. You will come to agree this is the best
probably
Hobbit
won't.
movie. This is obviously
I
the best
won't.
Hobbit movie. This is the only one that feels anything like what it's supposed to feel like.
I'm telling you, I started out when I did my like weekend marathon of just watching all three of the movies. I had a pretty good like response, like immediate response. I was like, I mean, no, those weren't as good as the Lord of the Rings movies, but those were definitely not so bad. But I'm telling you, on a week-to-week basis, as I sit down and I talk in detail about them, it gets worse.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I can't watch these movies again
These do not have great rewatch value.
See,
I would
here's the
say
thing.
maybe you
Did
can
you-
rewatch them once a year because
Here's
you
why-
forget about how bad they are.
Once a year is still an absurd margin.
I
Once a
believe
year
so,
is
too.
too often to watch a movie.
I don't rewatch. Do I rewatch? I don't think I rewatch movies. No,
Especially for something over 2 hours, once a year is too soon to rewatch a movie.
I've rewatched Lord of the Rings.
Do something else.
Do you still? So let me ask you this, Mary Clay. You've seen the Lord of the Rings movies many times. If you sat down and watched
really,
those
no.
three extended bad boys right now, would you be like, "Oh my God, shut up"? Or by the end, would you be like, "Man, this is awesome"?
So that's the thing is that like these movies do make me want to watch the Lord of the Rings movies because I know what it's supposed to like feel and be like, and I need to have that rather than being like, oh my God, this is endless.
See, that's how I felt about this movie, though.
And
It's
it
like,
ends in a 5-class race war. Where we've
Is it
got
5
white
though?
people.
Okay, so here's my question for y'all: who are the 5 armies?
Okay, I can do this.
Name
We've
them.
got-
Go.
Okay. We've got the Dwarf Army, the Lake Town Army, the Elf Army, and then the 2 Orc armies.
No, it's not two orc
Yes, it
armies.
is.
That doesn't
It
count.
is
That's
2
just
orc
one
armies.
orc army.
No, it is 2 Orc armies.
And that
from 2
second
different
orc
places.
army doesn't show up in the book. So what are the 5 armies?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, This is an improperly named. It was an improperly named battle. And
Do you know what
movie.
the two towers are?
No, which is why it makes no sense. Tolkien was not good with his names.
Yes, it's Barad-dûr.
It's what?
It's Barad-dûr and Minas Morgul.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure. If I'd sat down and thought about
or
it
whoever,
for
depending
long
on who you ask, it's Barad-dûr and Minas Tirith, or whatever the
Well,
Isn't Minas Morgul also a thing?
I just said Minas Morgul.
yeah, he's at Minas Morgul. That's
You said Barad-dûr and Minas Tirith.
No, I said Barad-dûr
You
and
said
Minas
Minas
Morgul
Morgul the first time.
or Minas Tirith.
Well, that's the thing. Reading the book, I
depends on
thought
who you
Minas
ask.
Tirith. I thought Minas Tirith was a tower, and then you watch it, and it's a city.
It depends on who you ask. Also, some people say freaking Barad-dûr and Isengard. There are many towers. Okay, it just depends on whose perspective you're looking at.
Or think. That's the tower. in Isengard.
Osgiliath.
Osgiliath isn't a tower.
Yeah, well, it might have
That's
been
just
one
a
day.
fort.
Might have been once upon a time.
It was the opposite. It had been
The Prancing
crushed
Pony
to the ground.
and Rohan.
No, they should have just called this movie The
Oh, hey.
Hobbit, There and Back Again.
You want to know what I thought was very funny is like towards the end when Gandalf was like, we have to stop these orcs from getting past the mountains to blah, 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 because, anything could fall at that point. The Shire, even Gondor, he lists all these places, not Rohan. He's like, Rohan's already in disaster. We don't, they can't get any worse at this
He
point.
definitely says Rohan.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't say Rohan. No. He lists, I don't remember all the places, but it's definitely like, hey, I know
He lists Lothlorien and Rivendell and the Shire
you know what-
and Gondor.
Yeah, he says Rivendell, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
scene I don't know if I loved or hated as I was watching this is Radagast, Gandalf, Saruman, and
Oh, it's terrible.
Galadriel and Elrond.
What did you guys think of
fighting off against the Nine Kings
So we know
of Men.
there's
Yeah, that was so
Smaug,
whack.
There's Smaug, there's Sauron, there's Saruman. What'd you guys think about Samara?
Who's Samara?
It's the girl who crawls out of the well in the ring. It's what Galadriel looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
When
it
she
is.
goes
Exactly.
into
And you want to know what I lost my mind at is because I immediately, the first time I saw the movie and she popped up, it literally looks like she's the girl from The Ring crawling out of the TV. And this watch through, I was like, oh, it's because she's using the ring. And then I was like, what? She's using the ring. She looks like the girl from The Ring. Okay, I'll just leave now. Bye. I'm just going to go.
Galadriel banishes some folks, but like we got some challenging canon right there, right? Like, don't they have to hunt Frodo down in 50 years or something?
Well, I think the implication is that like maybe they could have this, what we know to happen 60 years, or technically it's actually 60 years and then plus an additional 50 years because Bilbo leaves between Bilbo leaving and Gandalf coming back to the Shire, it's actually 50 years. Anywho, oh my God, now I'm sounding like the people I hated when I started my podcast.
But yeah,
You're
so
that nerd.
This movie, I truly, I think it's the best one for this reason. When I finished An Unexpected Journey, I was like, please God, don't make me do this for 2 more weeks. And I finished Desolation of Smaug, and I was like, seriously, no, I don't want to do this. I'm so glad it's over. And I finished this one, and I was like, I want to watch The Fellowship of the Ring right now. The whole movie is worth it for that end scene, honestly.
I don't, but that's the thing I was
The whole
thinking
trilogy
about
is worth
like,
it for that end scene.
The whole movie, I'm sitting through it and I'm just like, I am not enjoying this in the slightest. And then, like the last 5 minutes happens and I'm like, God damn it. Like that was
I cried.
delightful.
I cried.
That was delightful. And then that's when I was like, was it delightful, or is A, Martin Freeman just great in this role, B, Bilbo is just a really great character in general, and C, Peter Jackson is good at directing and ending. And hey, can I get an amen, because we got one ending and not a single fake
the movie ends
fade
once.
out. It ends. There's not even a fade out. It goes to the map and then the credits go. There's
when young Bilbo is looking at the ring, and Howard Shore's The Ring theme starts playing, and then it switches to old Bilbo, and the music stops, and the knock on the door. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I couldn't. I cried a little bit, honestly, but I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I liked the big battle. I really did. I mean, it's no Helm's Deep, right? Like, it's not going to be.
I knew you'd bring up Helm's Deep
because Helm's Deep is so rad, Mary Clay. You do not.
It's really not. It's just a battle.
You do not understand what it was like to be a 9-year-old dude watching the Battle of Helm's Deep for the first time. It's still to this day.
If I had been in the, I say it all the time. Like it would be. I am a little sad that like I don't get to experience a lot of those like iconic moments on a big screen in a movie theater filled with people who are excited to watch it. But at the same time, like if I had experienced that, then I wouldn't be doing any of this. So
you'll also eventually get to experience it. They'll re-release them here shortly.
I'm so mad. The Bird Theater here in Richmond, they did screenings of all the Lord of the Rings movies like back in March.
Yeah.
When everyone was like, well, we're getting vaccines and you can just like risk your life, I guess. Like we have limited capacity. And I'm like, can you like maybe do this some other time? Maybe when we're not in the middle of a pandemic, please. Oh, and then they also released, when they did the 4K of the Lord of the Rings movies, they did showings of them in like select IMAX theaters, and everyone's like, "That's fun and all, but it's a panini. We can't go watch this now. Can you do this in like 2 years?" Yeah, not in New Zealand.
They'll do it again.
They really nailed it.
They'll do it again.
I don't think so. I really don't think they will.
They will.
Yes, Mary Clay, billions.
I don't know. It's been
dollars.
How many times they've re-released?
20 years.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a single screen. No, just don't.
It was 20 years after 1977 when they released the 3 Star Wars movies in theaters in 1997.
Yeah, it's been 20 years. They might do it this fall. Like,
yeah.
What are you saying, that they're going to re-release them in theaters? Is that what you're saying is happening?
Yeah.
When
that's how Avatar just passed.
Why have I like never heard about the concept of re-releasing movies?
They do it all the time.
I've heard. I mean, like I know about like
I saw the Wizard of Oz in theaters
doing
twice.
Like special showings or screenings, but not like a full re-release.
Yeah, not too long ago, they did a full re-release. I mean, it's been a while now, but they did a full re-release of the Phantom Menace in 3D for like it was like probably a month where you could go to the movie theater and see the Phantom Menace, which came out in 1999.
They also have things like Fathom Events that does the like, single day kind of things that'll keep doing it with these movies. Huh. And also, movie theaters learned something over the course of the panini is that people will show up if you play old movies that they like. Even regular movie theaters.
I'll show up when I'm confident that everyone around me has been fully vaccinated.
Have you not seen a movie yet?
No. The last movie I saw in theaters, I think, was Frozen 2.
The last movie I saw in theaters was Free Guy, and it was yesterday.
I've only been to, I think, one post-pandemic.
I've been to like 8.
Y'all, okay, so here's the thing. Christmas of 2019, in a like family, we were doing like a gift exchange and stuff. I got my internet went out. no, I'm
good.
back.
You're here.
You guys both just froze. I ended up with a like $15 or $20 gift card to Regal Cinemas. And I was like, oh, great. I'll use this and I'll make a day. I do enjoy making like a treat yourself kind of an afternoon of going to the movies where like I'll go to like 7-Eleven or whatever, stock up on all the snacks and everything, and I'll go watch a movie I've been really looking forward to. And so I was like, okay, this is great. I'll use this gift card and I'll save it for a movie that I don't think I would actually spend money to see on my own unless it, weren't for this gift card. And I was like, okay, cool. A couple months later, Knives Out was coming out and I was like, everyone's saying this is really good. I'm going to go see it. Then the pandemic happened and then Regal Cinemas closed. Thank you, Ethan. And now I have a $20 gift card for Regal Cinemas.
Well,
Regal Cinemas is back in business.
Oh,
Regal Cinemas is fully back in business.
I thought they like went bankrupt.
No, I think they lied.
Oh.
I think they just lied to close down for a few months. Although, depending on which Regal cinemas you go to, you would be under the impression that some of them are still out of business.
So anyway.
And they're being
So
run by a
maybe-
skeleton crew.
So maybe what I'll do is I'll take this gift card and I'll be like, 1 ticket for Knives Out, please. Ma'am,
You could go see
that's
Knives. No, you
not in
can't go see Knives
theaters.
Out 2. It's a Netflix original movie. Never mind.
That's a Netflix original movie?
Netflix bought the rights to the Knives Out sequels. Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
so does that mean
Knives
Knives
Out
Out
was in-
1 is on Netflix?
Knives Out was in theaters in November 2019.
Look,
Why
I'm
did
slow.
you wait
Don't
until
worry about
April?
Look, I was
post
up.
Oscars.
I was up editing my show last night at 12:45 a.m. Don't ask me why I wait until the last minute
Oh
to
my
do
god!
things.
Whenever I was editing, there was it was like I could finish right at 11:55. It was like,
Well, usually I can do that, but it was getting to a point where I was like, "Oh no, I think I'm gonna." I have a lot more. There's a lot more to this. That's whoops. Oh shoot!
Whoopsie-doopsie.
What am I looking at? I'm looking up Knives Out. It would help if I could spell Knives Out. Knives Out is not on Netflix, and neither is Knives Out 2.
It's not out yet.
Oh. Okay, well, Knives Out 1 isn't on here either.
Okay, but I told you they bought the rights to the sequels. Then they're making the sequels as opposed
Why? Okay, whatever. Why do they have titles related to Knives Out? Murder Mystery, which is Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And then it says Horsin' Around, which is the fictional sitcom that BoJack Horseman was on in the show BoJack Horseman. And then 5 Feet Apart, and then Nocturnal Animals, and then Snowpiercer. So you guys, having seen Knives Out, are those related?
I can answer some of them. I have not seen most of these, but Snowpiercer is at least Ryan Johnson,
to. No, Snowpiercer's Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho. Okay, that still connects them because
were
they're
nominated for the
Oscar
same-
directors.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 1 out of whatever 6. That was just a really random.
first
I'm like,
one
are
is a
these really
murder mystery.
related?
Yeah, well, Murder Mystery is related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder Mystery is like that's obviously
Very related.
Then the middle 3, I don't know at all.
I just want to know why the fictional TV show within another TV show. I was in a very famous TV show. I've been watching a lot of that, which I think is a testament to my mental state.
Haha, depression.
I've been going to the movies a lot, and it's been great.
I've been
Although
going
I'm
to
falling
work a
behind
lot.
I've been falling behind in the reading challenge because of it.
No, I've been falling
fine.
behind in the reading challenge
Reading is for losers.
because of freaking Brandon Sanderson.
Well,
Screw you.
nobody's making you read the long books. Although to be fair, that's
Yes.
true. I did also decide that I was going to finish the last 2 Aragon books, and one of them is like 39 hours, the other one's 44
Oh yeah,
hours.
brings
Brisinger, yeah, Brisinger and
then-
Inheritance. And I have like
Inheritance.
four audiobook hours left of the series, and I can be done with it forever. Although those are exceptional works of family-friendly fantasy fiction.
Christopher Paolini.
I think he's American.
That's. Yeah,
I know
but
that he
that's his
like
name.
wrote or published Aragon the first one when he was like 17 or something.
I believe it. It's very clear that the person who started the series is not the person who ended the
It's
series.
different from the person who ended
Yeah,
it.
the person who finished the series is very much like, I have learned to write. And the person who started
I
the
should hope
series
so.
was like, I'm stealing everything from J.R.R. Tolkien.
Maybe that's what I should cover. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to.
That's-
read
They're not challenging enough. You need.
That's
to do,
what I'm
like,
Aragoning
rough
about.
I don't want to be I don't think you understand this. I don't want to be challenged.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to find something
you just
that
read
is
The
going to
Hobbit,
be
which is for
easy
6-year-olds. So
for me to reach out to guests and be like, "Hi, are you familiar enough, even in a vague concept, with this thing to come on and talk about it?"
Dune.
I've got a great idea. You should do Harry Potter.
That's.
I
what
actually
I'm
did have
Harry
someone
Potter
submit
about.
on my listener survey, like, what do you want to see Mary Clay cover in the future? And some people were saying Harry Potter. I'm not going to cover Harry
it's like
Potter.
they don't know that you're on a Harry Potter podcast.
I have the title. I have the title. Everybody. Rowling on the floor, laughing. ROFL.
You could call it That's Wand I'm Talking About.
No, it would obviously be You're a Wizard. I'm a what?
Oh, that is good.
Because my last name is Watt. I'll just leave again.
What if you get married during the show? Then what?
I actually did think about that recently. I was like, if I ever got married, would I change? Because here's the thing, and Ethan's going to yell at me about my name, but I can't really do anything about that because that's just what my God-given right was.
You could just stop going by Mary Clay.
What would you like to call me?
Mary.
Stephanie.
Do I look like a Mary?
My mom's a Mary, so I don't know. Do you look like my
Do
mom?
I seem like someone who would be a
want the
Mary?
answer
You're
to this
26.
Do you
Change
want
anyway.
the answer to do you give off maternal vibes to me?
That wasn't
Do you
what
remind
I was asking
me?
at all.
Do you remind me of the Mother of Christ? No. Do you remind me of the stuff you find in the ground and make pots out of? No. Do you remind me of the unit of measurement used to make an electrical charge? No.
I don't
Anyway,
like that your name is all
so I was
4-letter words,
thinking-
but one of them is 2 syllables. That
The problem
actually
is,
me.
so the problem with most women,
My middle name is way more than 2
when they
syllables.
get married, they will drop whatever name they don't use. They'll take their maiden name as their middle name, and then, or I shouldn't say like most women. A lot of women, this is something that
There are
people will
women
do
who-
when they get
Are
married.
you going to be like Mary Watt Johnson? Or are you going to be like Mary Clay
some
Johnson?
people, so like my sister dropped the name she doesn't use, took her maiden name as her middle name, and then her married name as her new last name. I can't do that because then I would be Mary Clay Watt Smith. That's too much. And then I'm like, well,
You can't complain
I'm sure
about
as
too
hell
much
not
when
gonna
your first
just
name has an extra syllable in it.
So I'm not. Mary is literally the most basic name under the earth of the sun.
You can change your name to Marie.
Do I?
Ooh, very, very Italian. Marie.
Please, I would love to be there when you pitch that to my Irish Catholic grandmother, who I'm named for.
There's 0% chance
Anywho,
that she will still
so
be alive when you get
So
married.
you are the.
I know.
Hold on. So you are
You're gonna
the
feel
mother
terrible
of
if she
Christ.
like dies tomorrow. Which, given the fact that she's been, listeners, I'm able to joke about this because she's 93 years old. In November, she had an abdominal. Abdominal.
She had an abominable
Obstruction.
surgery.
She had an abdominal obstruction. We thought she was going to die. And then she had surgery for it, and we thought the surgery was going to kill her. Then she recovered. The day after Christmas, her hip broke and she fell. We thought she fell and broke her hip. No, her hip literally just broke spontaneously and she fell. Then she got COVID. And then she had to move into a new, and this is all like within the past 6 months. Anyway, I'm able to joke about this because she's 93 and she's been on her deathbed for like 2 years now. How do we get there? That was dark. Anyway, point being, if I ever get married, I think I would just keep my full name, considering my full name is what is attached to all of the things that I have created on the internet. And then I guess just like personally, I would maybe go by my married name.
I will say this. My wife's maiden name, which she dropped, was a actual honest to God Pokemon. And the fact that
Yeah,
is
you should have
no
taken her
longer
name,
in
honestly.
my lineage is ridiculous. I could have had a Pokemon. I could have had, like, my kid could have been Finn from Star Wars, Ditto from Pokemon. But no.
I mean, to be
But
fair, it would
no.
have been it would have been way better if she was named after like a cool Pokemon.
Yes, instead
If
of
she
the
was
purple
like
blob.
Emily Catherine Arceus,
That would have been rad. That would have been rad.
Emily
My
Catherine
only-
Wartortle.
Listeners, I am Google searching what Ditto is.
There's
Ditto's a
no way
Pokemon.
you don't
Oh, it
know
is a
what
blob.
Ditto is.
I didn't do Pokemon as a child.
Emily
because my
Catherine
mother told me it was for
Typhlosion.
boys.
That would have been actually. I would have made her change Typhlosion.
Emily
Cyndaquil
Catherine
is-
Tyranitar.
Cyndaquil. I want to go on record about this. Cyndaquil is in bottom tier starters.
Emily Cat. First of all, no, he's
you
not.
can email
First of
me
all, no,
about
he's not.
this. You can email me about this at baconandeggsmedia@gmail.com. Cyndaquil is a bottom tier starter.
You're
Actually,
wrong.
all of the Gen 2 starters are, with the exception of potentially Totodile.
No,
But-
no. Totodile grows into Feraligatr, and Feraligatr sucks.
Feraligator's a bottom tier, fully evolved starter.
Yeah, but Cyndaquil's badass.
Stand by this. If you come in my axe,
you can
say
get
Meganium is
one full.
worthwhile.
Look, all of the Gen 1 starters rip. You can get one full set of of starters from Gen 1 and Gen 2, but you would have 2 fire types, and it would be Torchic and Mudkip and Cyndaquil. Trico can get the.
I'm only semi-convinced you're not just
die
trolling me right
in a
now.
fire.
I don't know how
Which
to tell
he's
you this.
susceptible
You said
to.
Gen 1,
Spewing
Gen 2,
nonsense.
and then mentioned a bunch of Gen 3.
I was trying to say Gen 2, Gen 3.
I think the only situation where I would choose
Yeah, but like if her name was Emily Catherine Froakie, you'd have to change it because it's a bad name.
that's also a D-list starter.
I'm just saying, bad name.
Greninja, like, it's a great Smash character, but are you kidding me?
Emily Catherine Toon Link.
If she was named after a Smash character, I mean, I guess that isn't Smash, but Emily Catherine Samus.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could get bad with that too because she
Samus.
could be like Emily Catherine Zero Suit Samus would be rad, but if she was like Emily Catherine Jigglypuff, like you gotta
Hold on.
That's grounds for
Let's
divorce.
take this a step further. No, it's not. Let's take this a step further. We're leaving the Smash universe.
You put an
We're leaving
R
the
in
Smash
there.
universe, and we're entering the Mario Party universe. Emily Catherine Monty Mole. What would I have done? I would be Tyler Daniel Monty Mole.
Monty Ball's the worst.
Your middle name is
Monty
Daniel?
Mole.
Yeah, his middle name is Daniel.
And you have the audacity to talk to me about Mary?
We just go by our first names like American adults. You psychopath.
Take it up with my parents.
I don't want to take it.
I'm taking it up with you.
Look. Let's clear
I
the air
changed
for a
my name
second.
at 22.
Listeners,
Take it up
Let's
with
clear-
my great grandmother, Mary Agnes Attila McDonald McDevitt.
let's take it up.
Stanley Yelnats.
I don't want to take it up with anybody. I want to clear the air here for a second. Mary Clay, I don't have a problem with the fact that you go by Mary Clay. It's a very easy thing as your friend to get, and I get it. And it's sometimes I'm like, you can't just go by first middle name, but that's fine. What you really can't do is go by first middle name and expect other people who don't know you to automatically understand.
No,
which
I'm
is
not
what
saying
you
they
do.
need to automatically
which is what
understand.
you do.
It's when I say, my name is Mary Clay, or hi, I'm Mary Clay, or hi, you can call me Mary Clay, that they don't listen. Or on my email, when my email the signature will have my full name and my title and, like company email and all of that. It'll say Mary Clay Watt, and then I'll sign my emails Mary Clay. And then they'll be like, hi, Mary. And I'm like, why would you not like look at what I signed my email as versus the signature and be like, okay, so
Two things.
Actually, I have
clearly
an
this
answer.
is the
I have
thing
an
she's
answer.
choosing to go by.
One.
No,
It's not
no,
hyphenated.
everybody shut up. I have an answer here. I have an answer. They think Clay Watt is your married last name.
No, I'm aware. That's not the first time that's...
One, it's not
You don't get
hyphenated.
any special
Two,
points.
it's not a
I
name.
get at least 1 point.
There are no original thoughts. I know it's not hyphenated.
There are plenty of names
because
that
it's
go
two
after.
separate names.
There are plenty of names that go acceptably after Mary, in which people would think
I know.
that you would.
Hey, take it up with
like
my...
you just listed Mary Agnes. Now, if you said, "Hi, I'm Mary Agnes Watt," I would call you Mary Agnes.
Take it up with my great grandfather.
I'm not going to take it up with anybody. I'm taking it up with you.
That's where the clay. That's where the clay
Listen,
came from.
Mary Clay, how many siblings do you have?
Two.
Ethan and I just went
apparently.
over this.
Two. Apparently.
just learned
hold
this.
On. Hold on. Mary Clay, you have 2 siblings, and
Two.
you
Yeah.
are what in the order?
Third.
You know this.
She's the
You're
youngest.
third. As a fellow third, we don't get the names. I'm Tyler. What is that? Nobody in my family is named Tyler. I get Daniel after my uncle. And
do
I
you
get
guys
to
know
have
that my
Carlin because
dad
that's
will-
all of our names.
My dad will regularly say, "Yeah, I think we should have stopped at 2. That was a good number."
Oh, my dad doesn't say that because that would be mean.
Also, a brother and her sister both go by just their middle names, which I learned this weekend.
Yeah,
Dillard
all of
is
our
his
first
middle name?
names
It's
are
John
John,
Dillard.
Sarah, and Mary.
John Dillard.
We're really doxing our whole family here.
John wait a minute, hold on. His name is John Dillard, and he elected for Dillard.
Elected for
fourth.
Dillard.
No, he didn't elect for it. My family elected for it because
No,
every other
Mary-
But he's a
because
grown
version
married
of
adult.
John Dillard has already gone.
I could
well,
go
you're
out-
not gonna. Okay, Ethan, what's your middle name is
Alexander.
Alexander. Go by Alexander. Change.
Sure,
change.
Ethan
You're
does.
an adult. Go
He
by
definitely-
Alexander right now.
Ethan, guaranteed Ethan writes as Alex on Wattpad somewhere.
I do not. If
There
I,
is-
you know
there
what my
is-
pen name. You know what my pen name is.
You
There
have
is
a
a
pen
ghost
name?
written something.
I'm gonna. Yo, guys,
Sheldon
I tried.
Conk.
I tried to
I
find.
have this is the thing, because if I become an author, I'm going to have to go by something different, right? Because Ethan Edgehill is not guy that does
I've already
book
decided
signings.
if,
That's a
I'm a
writer.
published author, it'll be MC Watt.
Yeah, and you'd be a great fantasy author. It would crush, right? I don't have that. I can be EA Edgehill, but I'd have to
That's
change.
kinda
I'd have to
cool.
change my last name. I could be EA Hill.
That's kind of cool. Who are you waving to? It's a
My
ghost.
wife is here.
It's the ghost of a Victorian child.
I thought about if I ever release like a solo album, I thought about doing it as Alex Edge.
I don't know how to think about it.
What were we talking about?
But yeah, Mary Clay, you could just go by something different, right? It doesn't have to be Mary Clay though. You can go to the DMV tomorrow and be like, "My name is Sephiroth Johnson," and they will just be like, "Yeah,
But why
cool."
would I do that? I'm not any of those.
Because
things.
that's what you feel
My
in your
name is
heart.
Feely.
I could
My
go to the
name is
DMV and be like,
Keely.
"My name is Owen, son of Glowin."
I mean, but
But
that would be
here's
wrong.
the
They would
thing
say, "Sir,
about-
you surely understand that it's
Here's the thing,
Gloin
Mary Clay.
and
I
Oin."
changed my name at my
You didn't
internet went
finish
away. I
your
changed my
your
name
thought.
at 22. I went from Ty to Tyler. Bing, bang, boom. Done. I was a shirt, and
Yeah,
now I'm a job.
that's because you were like entering
Not
the
a shirt, but I
professional
was
world.
thing
A lot
attached to
of
a shirt.
I've found that a lot of people do that. My cousin, Jack, in work will go by John. Oh yeah, okay. You guys want to get really mad? Okay, so my dad's sister, her name is Mary Brown. It's a family name. Don't worry
Like
about
first middle name,
Yeah, first middle name. Just
she
like all
goes
of
by
us.
Mary Brown.
Mary Brown. Yeah, because Brown was
Okay.
I don't know, some aunt or
But
grandmother. I don't know.
But you refer to her as Mary
Then-
Brown.
Yeah, she's Mary Brown. Then her husband is John. They have two children, Jack and Mary Kate. But there was one time they were going to like an airport or something and they were trying to get all their tickets and they are Mary John, Mary John. All their first names.
Yep.
And then my family is John, Sarah, Mary.
My
Actually,
mother,
John, Sarah, Mary. I don't think I know my mom's first name. No,
Now,
my mom's
here's the
first name
thing.
is Sean. I'm
Here's
really
the thing that I
doxing my
struggle
whole
with.
family. Bleep everything
Here's
out.
the thing. No,
That's
I'm
too
not
much
gonna.
information.
I'm not gonna
Do it. Delete it all.
Here's the thing. Some days I am annoyed by the fact because my father, the late Russell Edgehill, first of his name, decided that he was going to name me something that couldn't be shortened or nicknamed in any proper ways, right? So he went with Ethan. And some days I'm like, man, it would have been cool to have a nickname growing up. But at the same time, I've never had this problem, right? When people learn my name, they just call me Ethan. Nobody's ever like, "What's up, Eve? What's up,
You could be
fan?"
you could be et al.
But
Et.
The problem
and
I
then
do
the
get-
AL of Alexander.
literally,
I'm going to call you et al.
Hold on. Literally everybody in my family who employs you refers to you exclusively as the letter E.
yeah. Okay, but like, yes, but this is, I don't get like,
So it can be shortened.
yeah, it can be short, but that was not something, like, I think your dad was the first person to ever do that. Like, ever.
Like
It
for
never-
an Ethan ever.
It never
Ethan
occurred
Hawke
to me.
Never had to deal with that.
What? No, not every Ethan ever, like in my
That you
life.
could just be E.
Yeah, it never occurred to me. It never occurred to anybody in my family. But what I'm saying is I don't have to deal with because you, Tyler, have to deal with people randomly calling you Ty without permission, and you, Mary Clay, not a name, have to deal with people calling you by just your first name. I do not have this problem. What I do have, which is the wildest leap that anybody can ever come to, is on the phone or sometimes in like Starbucks or whatever, people will hear my name as Steven. And then they will call me Steve and expect me
That's
to
pretty
answer.
funny.
They will expect me, Ethan, to answer to Steve or Nate.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Steve.
I have to be prepared to answer to Steve or Nate.
Oh shoot! I need to send you guys. I hope I
Or
saved
CJ.
it. It's a TikTok. It's a drag queen doing. It's a black drag queen doing stand up, and they're talking about like white people love a good cardigan, and then in the front row is this black man wearing a cardigan, and they're like, "Oh my god, are you serious? Okay, well, please tell me you at least have." Like, please tell me you know you have a black name or whatever, and you're not like Doug or Steve. And then the guy go, I'm Steve. I'm gonna send it to you guys. It's funnier that way.
So the Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies, BOFA, as we like to call it.
Bofa.
Both of these.
Both of these armies. My favorite philosopher is the Greek philosopher
There's five.
Bophades.
Both of these.
Just I go back to the first time that Mary Clay was like, "Why is Bofa funny?"
People who do
Well, yeah,
not live
because I'm not
Welsh
just
culture.
gonna naturally think like that. Whatever. What is this?
I'm always looking out for a D's
Mary-
nuts joke.
I freaking can we
Always.
please change the best friends
Constantly.
chat to beat friends because my fingers always type out beat instead of best when I go to send y'all
Oh,
stuff.
it's not pinned for you? I'm hurt.
Yeah, it's pinned for me.
Literally, my pinned chats are
do you
best
mean
friends. You can pin. Oh, you don't update your iPhone.
Right? Yeah.
My
She
bet-
doesn't
my-
have
It
the
is
capabilities.
updated.
You don't have.
I
The
don't know what you
capability.
mean. I have
Is literally our chat, my one-on-one chat with my wife, and then my book reading chat.
Oh, I did not know this was a capability.
Here's
I
the-
mean, but why would I need to pin our chat when?
Here's the fun
Because you
fact.
always type beat friends. This just happened.
No, but it's when I'm going to like send like a TikTok to y'all, and then it'll open up, and I have to type in to.
Oh,
blah,
ever
blah.
since they started doing the like, check out this video on TikTok. I just started
Oh, they
copying.
got rid of that.
I know
They
they
got
did,
rid of
but
that.
I've just gotten so used to copying and pasting the link that I can't go back now. But you know,
man.
here's the
That
thing.
was so
The
funny.
reading chat that we have is it was created after the pins were created, and I have not updated my pins at any point. So my pins are Tyler, Mary Clay and Tyler, and just me, Becca, and Edie.
So not your wife, but not your girlfriend.
I mean, we live together, so
That's true. Yeah,
I rarely text her.
that's a good point.
Also, she's
I
the
rarely
only
text
person.
Kate also.
She's the only person in my phone with an emoji. So
Is it a heart?
no, it's a banana emoji.
Oh,
Her name is Banana
Ethan,
emoji.
This is a family-friendly show.
This is a fun fact. Ethan. Since I got my cell phone, or at least it last backed up, I have texted your girlfriend 2 times.
I'm
in a
sure.
private chat. And they were both on October 18th of 2020, and they were both about you. So Caitlin and I do not pass the Bechdel test.
Nope,
Well, you wouldn't.
because only one of you is a woman.
I said
You're a man.
on
Hey guys,
October
speaking of the
18th.
Bechdel test, how about that scene where they solved feminism, right?
Where the women were like, "We're gonna go to
They're like,
war."
We're gonna go, like, we're not gonna sit in here. We're gonna fight with our men.
I
We're
know, I
not
felt
gonna
like this
sit
doesn't
count.
count. I
Yeah,
felt
but
like somebody
no,
like
the
Peter
Aowen
Jackson
did it,
heard
so
of the
they have to
Bechdel
do it.
test.
It felt really similar, but on a worse matter of that scene in Endgame when all the women fighters are like, we're here to back them up, and they're like, see, we have women. Look at how strong they are. They're all together in a shot.
I
not
am
gonna-
no man.
Listen, one, everybody be chill. Evangeline Lilly is in that shot in Endgame, which makes it a
that's
top
true.
shelf shot. 2, I like that shot in Endgame. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool to be like, these are all the cool women in the MCU.
No.
Yeah, it was forced. The whole freaking thing was forced. They literally I don't know if
there
you
was
guys saw
24
Endgame.
movies.
They
It was all
snapped
forced.
their fingers and all of the heroes showed up. They snapped their fingers and all of the heroes showed up. And then they snapped their fingers and Thanos was dead. Everything is forced. Nothing is real.
You want to know what else was forced?
Jumanji,
This,
Welcome to the
Legolas-
Jungle.
He's nuts.
Love triangle. I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
I love the love triangle.
That's the rule of
just so
3. I'm
we're
out.
clear.
What if I really did leave that time? We're 40
I mean, we've
minutes.
got an hour out
you
of you.
just
Like,
do
we'll be
it. You
okay.
just do it.
Back
You
it up,
just
Mary Clay.
continue
You're
the
at
show.
40 minutes in. We are at 55 minutes in.
Oh, I haven't looked at it. Okay, yeah, I'm at 55.
Okay, cool. Yeah, don't scare me
That
like
was just
that.
an assumption. I wasn't that far off. Look, I'm really bad at judging time.
You were
Like, if
15
were to
minutes.
be like-
You were 25% off.
Okay, that's fine. If you were to be like, Mary Clay, you're gonna like stand here and wait for me. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and you're not allowed to like look at your phone or anything. I would have no concept of like what 5 minutes is. I'd be like, you would come back and be like,
Ow, fuck.
I would be like, that was an hour, right? Or you would come back and I would be like, I thought you said you would be 5 minutes. It's been 30 seconds. There's no in between.
Not her.
I'm
Ethan's
going
thinking
to
about
leave
that.
you somewhere one day.
I wasn't thinking. My leg hurts
That's what
because I just slapped it.
Never mind. I was gonna make a self-deprecation joke. Don't worry about it.
It was
I was gonna make a
itchy.
joke about a significant other leaving me, but I don't have a significant other to leave me.
Ooh. Hold on. I feel
What?
like your significant other would be like, you'd be like, was that 30 seconds? And your significant other would be like, no, that was an hour. High five.
Yeah. It was also a foot.
Oh, man. That's gross.
You know what didn't pass the Bechdel test? That. She's gone.
Gone. I don't think she's coming back.
I don't think she's come back.
So Ethan, I think that is the fun. I don't know why in my adult life that is the funniest childish humor that gets me. Was that 30 seconds?
Was
or
that
an
30?
hour?
Yeah. Dick
I
don't
know
last that
why.
long jokes.
I don't know why that is. Yeah, like that to me is
The peak.
comedy.
Yeah, that and,
And
then
I
number
don't know
69.
why.
It's still funny.
It's like,
Anytime I see a 69 in the wild, I laugh. I'm a simple man.
oh, they said the funny number.
Yeah, I laugh every time.
Do you think she's coming back?
I don't know, man. I think we might have lost her.
I feel bad.
Should we just go on? No, she's back.
I mean,
She entered through a different door
okay,
than
she
she left, which is crazy, but
yeah. These Richmond apartments, man. Have you
Yeah.
Airbnb'd in Richmond before? It's
I have not
wild.
Airbnb'd in Richmond. I just stay with friends.
Mary Clay, welcome back.
You-
were
you-
gone
Thank
you.
for
I
a
actually need to
solid
go to the
hour.
bathroom,
You
so
came
don't
back
worry
through a
about
different
You
door
were
than you
gone
left
for
through.
an hour.
It's a Jack and Jill
hold on. You
bathroom.
turn the camera. You did it bad. Yeah, the reflecty thing
You were
is back.
gone for an hour, Mary Clay.
Yeah. And a foot.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back
We're
to
so
bacon and
dumb.
dick jokes.
Welcome back to baking and kegs, as I called it
Baking
in
and
Discord earlier
kegs.
today.
Bacon and kegs. This is a fun fact. I went to my therapist today, and she told me to grill salmon.
Okay.
Okay. what should we do with that information? Is it because fish
I'm willing
is
to bet.
good for your
I'm willing
mental
to
health?
bet. I'm willing to bet Ethan can deduce the entire conversation from that conclusion.
Told me to
I think he
grill
knows me well
salmon.
enough.
My sister wants me to use salmon-colored yarn in whatever I make for her child.
Salmon's
Did
a
you
girl
really
color for
knit
sure,
that
but
Grogu?
Well, because they're also using. She also wants me to use blue, and then if it's a boy, then salmon and blue can be like red, white, and blue. And then if it's a girl, obviously it's like pink. I don't know, whatever. It's what she told me.
I love that your sister is
you
insistent on not
knitted-
finding out the genre of her baby and but desperately wants it to be a girl, clearly.
I don't necessarily think so.
Based on what you told me about the overalls, she definitely wants that baby to be a girl. And she definitely wants that baby to be a child, is what I just said.
I mean,
I also said she's not going to find out the genre of her baby, which is a way better way to say it.
I thought that was fully intentional. I thought that was fully
fully
intentional.
not
I was like, all right,
intentional.
we're rolling with this.
I said genre, and then my brain stopped working and was like, hold on, make that a thing, please.
I thought that was fully intentional.
Welcome to Chaotic Energy, the podcast.
No, this isn't nearly chaotic.
Welcome
Well,
to
no, because
Poor Pacing,
on the first
podcast.
episode that was chaotic.
That was chaotic.
But it was
chaotic.
on topic though.
That was because you were.
That was chaotic good.
You had endorphins.
Yeah, because I went for a 3.5 mile walk right before I recorded, and I was dealing with my post exercise hangover.
Have wine.
Now I'm just wine drunk. Drink it out of this chalice.
Man, I want to get. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up with the goblet of fire?
It's they were my great grandmother's
The goblet
cardinal
of
glass.
fire is made
that's
of
cool.
wood.
That's not wood. If
I
you were
know,
drinking,
and
that's not a wooden goblet, is it?
No, the goblet of fire is made of wood.
What?
The goblet of fire is made of wood.
No, it's not. It's
Yes,
definitely
it is. Have
not.
you seen the movie?
It's not wood.
This is
It's
glass.
definitely metal.
It's made of glass.
Goblet.
No, the goblet of fire.
But it's
is
like
made
iridescent.
Of wood.
It's cool. It's old.
No, it's not.
It's very old.
No, it's not. Oh my god, what am I saying?
But
It's okay. It's stone. It's stone.
I am a Reformed Catholic, which means I don't really believe in God anymore. But I like the ritual. So
Do
chalices.
you feel like you're taking communion?
Chalices
Yeah.
are on board. I'm all in favor of chalices.
The body of Christ, the bread of heaven.
The body of Christ compels you.
The blood, something,
Body
something.
of
The cup
Christ
of
compels you.
salvation.
Is that the Raphael thing?
No. May the force be with you and with your spirit.
And also with you.
And with your spirit.
That's just the funniest John Mulaney joke ever. He's talking about he hasn't been to church in a while, and he went, and he's like, and they changed the rules.
They did, though. As somebody who went to college, like the year that they changed the rules, that was confusing.
Yeah, I
Especially
don't,
when you're a creaster and you go back for Christmas Mass, your freshman year of college, and you're like, you're the only person that's like, and also with you, and the whole auditorium
Yeah.
is like, and with your spirit, and then they all stare at you.
I only go to Catholic Mass when, I don't know, when my mom wants me to go or something, because our family, we have very interesting family dynamics, if you haven't learned at this point in my life. We went to 2 different churches because my dad's Episcopal and my mom is Catholic. And anyway, I only go to Catholic church with my mom, like whenever she wants me to, or she makes me feel guilty about it or whatever. And yeah, definitely when I was like, I know all these words. And also,
Yeah, that you don't remember anymore, especially when they get to like, we believe in one God, the giver of
they
life.
change that up like every couple of years, I think, just for fun.
Yeah, but they
Like,
changed it up severely.
Yeah.
The
And I'm
Nicene
like, this-
Creed is not in the Bible.
Yeah, but Tyler, when we were like freshmen in college, they changed it big time. There's a new Nicene Creed, and it doesn't like.
I'm aware, like Ethan. My degree is in religion.
I know, but
believe
I'm
yeah, but you
aware.
never
God.
lived through it, okay? You've never been like, we believe in one God, the Father
power of
Almighty,
Christ
maker of heaven
compels
and
you.
earth.
Father Almighty.
And they're like, we believe in God, whatever, of all that is
all
seen and
things
unseen, and they stay.
unseen, and left yet to be seen in the future. No, that's what Galadriel says.
Yeah. You shall be faceless
I mean, the
and
Nicene
nameless
Creed is-
and formless. He shall wither into the
Whatever
west.
other words. I shall diminish.
Keep
into
it
the
secret. Keep it safe. Amen. World without end.
Listeners,
Amen.
if you find yourself having to go to church with some family
Amazing
members
grace,
over
how
like
sweet the
Christmas
sound
or whatever,
that save a wretch
just-
like me.
when everyone is
I once was
saying the
lost,
words, just go.
But now I'm found. Was
go-
blind,
shoot.
but now I see.
I have to look it up. Oh no.
You guys
I
are
should know this by
chaotic.
now.
You all are absolutely chaotic.
After the war, I went back to New York. After the war, I went back to New York. I finished up my studies
a
and I
Hamill
practiced
stan.
law. I practiced law. Burr worked next door. And even though we started at the very same time, Alexander Hamilton began to climb. How to account for his rise to the top? Man was nonstop.
Non-stop.
If you're sitting in church and you
Gentlemen
hear
of the
everyone
jury.
around you reciting the Nicene
Bear
Creed
with
and you're
me.
like, I don't know what these words are, just say.
Are you aware that
3
we're making
rings
history?
for the Elven Kings under the sky.
This is the first
7
murder
for the
trial of
dwarf
our brand new
lords
nation.
in their halls of
Nimini,
stone.
behind deliberation.
9 for mortal men.
I intend to
doomed
prove beyond a
die.
shadow of a doubt.
1 for the
My
Dark
assistant
Lord
counsel,
on his dark
co-counsel,
throne.
Hamilton,
in the
sit
land
down.
of Mordor.
Our client Levy
where the
wishes you to
shadows
sit.
lie.
Call your first witness.
1 ring to
That was
rule
all you
them
had to
all.
say.
1 ring to
Okay,
find
one
them.
more thing.
1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness
Why do
find
you
them.
write like you're running out of time?
When the topperel with the shore sota, the drought of March hath pierced to the rota, and
Mary
bothered
Clay,
every
you're speaking
vein,
Simlish.
switched liqueur. No, this is actually Middle English.
Simlish.
When the topperel with the shore sota, the drought of March hath pierced to the rota, and bothered every vein and switched liqueur.
In the year
which thereto engendered is
1878,
the
I
floor.
took my degree
And
of
the
Doctor
fetus
of
sake with the
Medicine
sweet breath,
at the
and
University
spirit
of
hath in every
London
halter hay.
and proceeded
The
to
tender
go through
croppers
the
and
course
younger
prescribed for
sona,
the
half in
surgeon in
room
the
at
army.
Oracles Aruna, and smally fool as mocking melodia, that sleeping all the knee with open knee, so pricketh him to tour and hear courageous, then long and folk to gone on pilgrimages, especially from every shearer's enda, a then gallant to Canterbury they went to, the holy blissful Martha for to sake, that him hath holpen, when that they were sake. My English teacher in 12th grade said that would come in handy one day. And here I am.
Did you memorize Beowulf?
No, it was the prologue for Canterbury Tales. We had to memorize it like at the start of 12th grade English. And she was like,
That-
one day this will come in handy.
That.
As the
I
great prophet
guarantee
Billy
will
Joel
never-
once
And it's
said,
still in my brain.
as the great
It's still
prophet
in my
Billy
brain.
Joel once said, Princess Grace,
We didn't
Peyton
start the
Place,
fire.
trouble in the Suez.
I will say this. I can't recite it because it's been a while. It was 9th grade that I had to memorize this. But this was, as long as we're just reciting stuff for absolutely no reason, here is the excerpt I memorized from Romeo and Juliet in 9th grade. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, profaners of this neighbor-stained steel, will they not hear what, oh, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from thy veins? On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls bred of an airy word. By thee,
You're
O
definitely
Capulet and
reading this off
Montague,
of the internet.
have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. Yes, I am. I told you I am.
Oh, I thought you were like, this
I
is the
li-
one
did
thing
I
from
lie?
school I've memorized. I probably just didn't hear you. It's fine.
No, I had to memorize it, but it's been.
Oh, you don't,
it's-
but
I
you
was
don't
14,
remember
I'm
it.
28.
Oh, I
That
thought we
was
were talking
half-
about like random things from our education that are still in our brain, but I can't remember my social security
That was-
number.
I know my social
Half-
security
I can
number.
remember
I don't
mine.
know the things I memorized in high school.
And arguably,
Yeah.
you're probably doing better in life than I am.
Though, in
Don't worry
reviewing the incidents of my administration,
I do own this
I am
house.
unconscious of intentional error. I am nevertheless too sensible of my defects to
Tonight,
think
I'm gonna
I-
have
it's
myself
probable that
a
I
real
have
good
committed
time.
many errors.
I feel alive, and the
I'm gonna go
world.
to-
I'll turn it inside out. Yeah, I'm floating around in ecstasy.
Is this "Don't, Stop Me Now" by Queen?
Don't stop me now.
I see a
'Cause
little silhouette of a man.
I'm having a good time.
Scaramouche,
having a good
Scaramouche,
time.
will you do the fandango?
Oh, I really like. Was it you or Tyler who sent that Rickroll in the form of Bo Burnham inside? Because that was
I didn't.
an
It wasn't
enjoyable. Okay. But
CEO,
were you-
entrepreneur,
Did she catch you banging on the sofa?
born in
wasn't me.
1964. Jeffrey Bezos.
CEO entrepreneur, born in 1964. Jeffrey Bezos. Because I did the hands thing.
Yeah.
We all. You didn't join in though. The rest of the congregation did. They joined in at home.
Jeffrey Bezos, pray for us. Gates and Zuckerberg, pray for us.
We haven't. Is there anything that you want to talk about with this movie? You really liked it.
Well, Tyler's
We
gone.
haven't talked about this
so
movie. That's fine. He doesn't need to be here.
and you're gone too, mostly.
What do you mean I'm gone? Mostly?
Your internet chose this moment to fuck up. Tyler got 2 beers.
Hello? Can you hear me? Is anyone out there? What do you mean my... Oh, yeah, my internet
Hello,
connection
Mary
is
Clay.
unstable.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Tyler's gone again. Oh, no, he's back again.
No, he's back. He's got 2 beers.
Oh, my God, he's back again.
You
Brothers,
guys-
everybody, yeah.
I think. Can I just for 1 second have the floor?
Okay,
I
the
can't
floor
because
is
Ethan
yours.
can't stop.
No, I've stopped.
It's okay.
This is
You
I've stopped.
don't stop him now. Don't stop him now
Say what you're going to say.
because he's
I want to
having
know
a
what you're
good
going to
time.
say.
He's having a good time.
Mary Clay, stop. I want to know what he's going to say.
He's a shooting star.
Possible.
Mary Clay, stop. I want you to know what he's, I want to know what he's going to say.
This has become one of those podcasts you fall asleep to because there's just like we've invented white noise where it's just like people
Yeah, it's
talking.
3 white people
near
talking
you.
endlessly.
It's 3 white people making noise.
It's white noise. I keep meaning to. Have you guys seen the TikToks where it's like someone going to bed and they're asking their roommate like, "Hey, is it okay if I play some white noise?" And it's like, "Yeah, I really want to
my
do
name
that." And then the white noise is like the Cotton Eye Joe at like full volume or something.
I love the ones
No,
that are
it's,
like.
it's a true crime podcast.
Or I'm West. What's the country roads take me home? Oh, what's the Someone said something about
Let me
like
tell you
Misty
about-
Mountains to
No.
the tune of Country Roads. Oh no, it was that like the Misty
Misty Mountains
Mountain
Cold
song
is
is
the country roads of dwarves.
Country Roads of the
I would-
Dwarfs. Yeah.
I drive Interstate 64 or whatever goes through West Virginia from here to get me to Kentucky pretty regularly. Country roads in West Virginia don't take you home because it costs $12 to cross the state of West Virginia.
Really?
$12.
Who wants
Three-
to go into
three
West Virginia
tolls.
though?
There's 3 toll booths between here
$3
and
$4 tolls.
$3
That's
$4 tolls
absurd.
between here and Kentucky.
Like, who wants to go to West
to
Virginia?
be fair,
though? Why
Tyler,
are they?
if you lived anywhere else in Virginia, you wouldn't have to
I
hit
don't.
any of those. They're all on 77.
I know.
Sucks
I
for
do.
you.
Because once you get to
I don't know why I
64,
said that, like,
Tennessee, I
I'm
don't have to
excited.
do it.
once you get to 64 outside Hurricane, then you don't have to hit any more of the tolls.
But here's the thing.
In the eye
I
of
do
a
get to go
hurricane.
to Tennessee this weekend, which means I get to drive through Bristol. And in Bristol, there's a Books A Million. And in Books A Million, there is a Books A
I love a
Million
Books A
edition of the Jurassic Park. On the cover of that Jurassic Park novel, it is leather bound.
Is it
and
a
it's only
dinosaur?
available at Books A Million.
Is that the one you got me?
It is. It's one of the... No, it is not. That was a Barnes & Noble exclusive. I want the Books A Million exclusive. I have the paperback, which is what I'm going to read from. But I want the leather bound for me.
Cool.
Jurassic Park slaps. Great book.
Yes. Correct.
Took a while for me to learn that it was a book.
I will
it is
tell
a
you,
book.
I've been rewatching season 1 of Outer Banks on Netflix because the second season is out and I forgot what happened in most of the show.
Is it okay? So, question for you: is it actually a good show, or is it just a show that everyone watched
No,
because
it's
it came out at the start
fantastic.
of the pandemic?
It's a fantastic show.
Okay, I know there's a character named like Johnny C or something
John B.
that everyone loves.
John B.
Okay, I was really close. Okay, so you accept John B, but when I tell you my father's name is John D, that's too much.
No, if your father
No,
said,
I
"Hi, I'm
accept
John
John
D,"
D.
I would call him John D. Yeah. That's an
But
acceptable Southern
his
thing.
name's...
Okay, anyway, Outer Banks.
Yeah, no, watch
Here's
it.
my thing. You introduce yourself as Mary Clay, but don't accept John B.
Yeah.
No, I do. I wouldn't question it.
Also, that show is just like basically a lesson in radical acceptance of those things.
Of double names?
Just of people being who they are, generally. Yeah.
What even is it about? Because all I can think of is like it takes place at the beach.
Well, so it takes place in a fictionalized version of the Outer Banks. But it's about like this. It's about treasure hunting.
Real world Charleston.
Yeah. It's fantastic though. It's like close to Stranger Things quality.
Yeah.
Like it's old school Netflix. The good days. Yeah,
It's the first good thing Netflix has put out.
you should watch it. But
in years.
every time, because I've watched the first season through twice now, and both times I've been like, God, I wish this was a book, and it's just not. It's like contrived for a TV show, but it feels like it would be a really good book, and it's not. And it makes me sad.
I get that.
You know what is a book? The Hobbit. I have it right
The
here.
Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
I think it makes a much better book than it does three movies.
3 movies,
that's
yeah.
for sure. Poor Jolkin, what he doesn't know.
I love the drawing of Smaug. That makes me so happy.
Just a wee little dragon.
It's just so goofy.
That kind
This
of
is
want to
so
makes me get a
goofy.
tattoo of it. Oh shit! Am I gonna get a Tolkien related tattoo?
You should get a Smaug tattoo. I get a Smaug tattoo with you.
Let's get them. That's not gonna happen.
We've talked about getting late to the party group tattoos since Tyler won't do a bacon and eggs tattoo with me.
I'm not
Would you
getting a
do
tattoo.
bacon and eggs? Is that what the tattoo would be?
No, I mean I think we just both get a tattoo
think-
and be like we're the hosts of this podcast. But he's not going to do it.
No, I know that.
because he's a coward.
I probably got Howdy Yolks. That's exactly right.
That's a
I'm-
terrible tattoo.
You and Sarah
to get.
Hanks can have matching tattoos.
A tattoo that once I thought about it, I was like, oh, man, I really hate how much I want it. I really like "Damn the Boy," which is what Tolkien said when his son asked him, was like, "But Dad, last night you said the door was blue, and now you're saying it's green." And he said, "Damn the boy," and went and started writing, and that's how we got The Hobbit. And then also, fuck men. You guys are great, though. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for producing my podcast.
You're welcome.
You're welcome for the $120 a year.
Speaking of tattoos, my leg is itchy.
Oh, that's right, because you got a tattoo.
Did you get a new tat?
Yeah. On Friday.
Oh, did you got inked up? What'd you
13th?
get?
I'll show you next time we hang out.
I've seen it
Oh, you want to
because Ethan and I have hung
She has seen
out
it.
without you
Yeah.
for like an hour. Internet connection unstable. Perfect timing.
I mean, to be fair, he did invite me to do a thing on Sunday, but I was unavailable because I was working.
You were driving and working. Okay, Tyler, we get it.
You could have come over.
What
when
are you
you
doing?
were done.
And I asked y'all to hang on Labor Day weekend,
I
but
didn't-
Tyler
literally
has
didn't get back
family
until after it was over.
that he likes. Ugh.
I got back at 6 p.m.
Let's talk about this hidden lake house that you have
It took me
that I've just learned about.
it took me 6 hours to get back from Richmond.
I haven't
That
been to that lake house in years and
sucks.
years and years. That does suck. It's going to take me 6 hours to get to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro. Ugh.
Yeah.
That
I mean, I'm
sounds
going to go to a convention.
That's where Middle
center,
Tennessee
so-
State
sounds-
is, I think.
that sounds like what an author would name like the small hometown that someone. No, actually,
I
it
just
just
remember-
sounds like what a Hallmark movie.
One of the
would
most
name this
chaotic episodes of Bar
hometown.
Rescue I ever saw was in Murfreesboro.
What are you saying,
It's
Murphy?
Murfreesboro.
Someone clearly just had a typo when they wrote that, or
no,
like the ink.
Murfreesboro is bigger than Roanoke.
Oh,
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
Yeah, it's like Murphy.
I was typing in.
It's like Murphy with an R.
But with an extra R, and then Burrow, like the Weasley Burrow. Murfreesboro.
Why would you think? Why would you think it was Burrow with a W?
Because it sounded like you were saying Murphy's Burrow at first.
You're,
I
So I
guess
was
she
thi-
doesn't have
I-
like Greensboro.
this
That's
is
like
yeah.
right
This is
south
this
of
is
us.
so much worse than the Spotify and Apple product thing. Why would you think it was Burrow? You need to
Murfreesboro.
you need to atone.
You said
you need to
Burrow.
atone for this one. This is a crime, right? But like, why would you think it's like that and not like BORO?
Because
Atone,
I don't know.
Please make it make
'Cause
sense.
I thought you said Burrow.
I just
She's-
don't. I
She,
just
she
don't like
lives
it.
right outside of.
I don't like it when people don't know things. It drives me crazy when people don't know obvious things, and this is an obvious thing. If it's a town called Burrow, it's BORO. This is an obvious thing everyone knows, and you need to know this.
Okay, but we're also like talking about the Hobbit and Middle
but do you
Earth,
think
where
Greens,
it's like
do you
the
think
Shire
Greensboro?
and
Sorry,
the
do you
Prancing
think
Pony
Greensboro,
and
North
Bree,
Carolina?
and I'm
Do you think
thinking
Greensboro,
of-
North Carolina is spelled BURROW?
No, honestly, until Tyler said Greensboro, if you had put a gun to my head and said you have to think of another borough city, I would have died. I didn't even know Greensboro was in North Carolina.
How do you spell Berg?
It's about 100 miles south of
Burrowwgh.
This isn't.
God, I hate that.
I just misheard you. Good Lord.
Tyler,
It
yeah,
sounded like you
I
were
gotta do
saying
that.
It's fine, Mary Clay.
Murphy's
I think it's
Borough.
okay.
I got a new tattoo. I think you'll like it, but I'm not going to show you right now because it's like on my left ankle, and that would be very difficult.
I think you should do a handstand right now.
I'm not going to do a handstand.
Do it.
Do a handstand.
I'm
You
not
have
going
to
to do a handstand.
atone. Atone for your actions.
You have to atone for your for not
I'm also
coming to my daughter's
Here's the
birthday
problem: is I'm not
party.
wearing
You
shoes.
have to do a handstand.
I'm not wearing
and show me.
shoes, so I'm not.
What does that matter?
I'm not going to show my feet on camera because I'm not wearing
Do you need
shoes.
shoes to do a handstand?
I'll show
No,
my
I'm not going to
feet.
show my feet
I'll
on
show my
camera.
feet. You
There's
wanna see
probably
some
a
feet?
guy. There's probably a guy out there that will pay $25 to see a picture.
Right,
of
just
that.
stop
You're
giving it away for free.
There you go. It's a bunion. That's my dead toenail that fell off after a year. Here's the other
Mary
one.
Clay,
Fun
you're
fact:
really
Mary Clay, until I
bare
met
and
you,
all.
Mary Clay, until I met you, I thought bunions were big warts.
I also thought that's what they were until someone looked at my feet and said, those are bunions.
I thought,
Also, I didn't know
I
that
knew what
that's
a
not
bunion
how.
was.
I didn't know until I was in maybe like middle school
anyway, it's been
that's not how everyone's toes. I thought everyone's toes did that.
it's been like at least 3 years
They
since I got
don't.
a tattoo, and I forgot how much they itch. Is the problem? Because they do be itching.
I've never gotten a tattoo.
I think my
I got it on the
what I
outside of
want-
my left ankle, and it hurt like a motherfucker.
What I want my first tattoo to be is the. Actually, no, I'm not going to say because never mind.
It's this picture, listeners. If you go to your copy of The Hobbit, there's a picture of Smaug on the first page.
It's going to be Snow.
and it's going to be this picture of Smaug.
It's just such a cute little drawing. I don't think I have that in mind. Hang on.
We have the same copy.
I think I have that in mind, and we don't have the same copy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in every copy. It's part of the illustrations. Yeah. Everybody hold up your Smaug. I would get this as a tattoo.
Oh my God! Is it raining again? Jesus Christ!
Our city is going to flood. Good Lord.
There is a work by J.R.R. Tolkien that starts with the words "leaf by," and then there's a word that I'm not saying. on this
No, I don't
podcast.
have that, Ethan. We must have different
I
versions.
don't
Wait,
have
hold
that
on. What's your
book
copy?
either.
Look, show me this. There's no way you don't have. It's the same. Mine says a major motion picture,
Mine does not have the major motion
but Tyler's
picture.
also
That's
has
why.
it. Hold on, Tyler.
no, mine
Tyler,
doesn't.
show me your Smaug.
This is is that the title page?
No, it's after. It's
Yeah,
the
mine-
page after that.
No, that is not on the title page.
It's the page after that.
The page after that is the preface.
That's so weird.
No,
it's
mine's
before
from
the title.
before
Mine's
the
before the
title
title page.
page.
Before the title page. It's after the map.
The Hobbit was first published on 21 September 1937. My father said several times that he
I have
had a
the map
clear
and
recollection
then
of
Smaug.
writing. I have.
There's no way you don't have
okay.
this
I have
Smaug.
that also.
I have a review from the Times, and then The Hobbit, or There and Back Again, the title page that I just showed you. Then the preface.
You don't have a map?
Then
Go to the back.
Then I have. I think this is Mirkwood, maybe.
You don't have a map?
I do have a map. I'm getting.
It's
it.
Here's actually one of the things I like most about my copy of The Hobbit. I have 8 note pages at the back.
Then I have a note on the text, and then I have the map.
Okay. After the map.
And I think it goes into the book. Oh, and then it's whatever that says.
That's so weird.
It's Elvish or Dwarvish or something.
That's
I
so
don't know.
weird that Tyler has it, which we have different versions. But you
And
and
then
I
it says
have.
an unexpected party.
Look at the beginning.
In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit.
Viewers, look at this. Listeners, you're just gonna have to trust us. Mary Clay, show us the front of your copy. This is the same book. Mine just says major motion picture.
They're different editions.
Right.
This is the. Oh no, yours is the 75th anniversary.
Yes, I know.
edition.
That's what I'm saying.
This is just worldwide bestseller. Because I did not want.
But
Jesus Christ, it's raining.
Tyler has the Smaug, and I have the Smaug, and you don't have the Smaug.
Because I didn't
Let
want.
me ask you this. Let me
those
ask
are
you this, Mary Clay.
equals.
Let me ask you this, Mary Clay. Do you have the first chapter of The Fellowship of the Ring?
I do.
I do, yeah.
As do I.
Mary Clay, I will come to
I just
will
love
come
that
to
it's just
Richmond
so
this weekend,
funny.
and we can go to Lakeside and get these Smaug tattoos together.
If you are interested in hobbits, you will learn a lot more about them in The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, The Return of the King. As if we don't already fucking know what those are.
I will come to Richmond on Saturday and get
That's
this
just so
Smaug tattoo
funny.
with you at Lakeside.
I also have this other copy of The Hobbit that I got at a thrift store, and it had this was right when I started the podcast.
Does that
and I
have
was
the
like,
Smaug
that's a
in
cool
it?
cover. I don't know. We'll find out together.
This is. I only have these.
It is a
copies
very
of it.
adorable Smaug.
I highly recommend these.
I highly recommend the Smaug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've got the Smaug.
Is that the same one y'all have?
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
great.
that is him.
This is great content.
Yeah, the listeners are. This is where
for
we
the
get the content.
listeners.
This is where we get the
Go
comments
look
that
at
are
our
like.
faces.
This is where the comments where the listeners are like, "Oh, all you do is care about the viewers, the people watching on YouTube." I'm like, I'm sorry. This is a very visual conversation we're having, and I apologize for that, listener. Go to youtube.com/baconandeggsmedia.
Man, I want to talk about the fact.
You can
But
talk about
I
whatever you want. You're a beautiful, strong, proud woman.
Thank you. I didn't need to know that, but thanks.
I
I
do
want to
have
talk
this
about the
weird
fact
thing.
that I genuinely, even despite the fact that I've read the book and I finished the chapter where this event happens, I would say maybe 3 weeks before watching the movie, and I knew it happened. I still want to talk about the fact that I was shocked and devastated when Keely and Feely died. How
Alice,
dare I really thought, I was like, well, maybe they won't kill Keely at least because they've elevated his character into something entirely different from the book. And literally in the book,
Didn't they
it's
only
like
kill-
a passing mission.
Didn't they only kill Keely in the
mention.
movie?
No, they killed Feely is the one who they come out on top of the cliff and hold Feely up, and then they stab him, and then they drop him.
Okay.
And his body lands in front of Keely, and then that's when Keely is like, "I'm gonna," duh! And then he starts running in a rage. But it kind of looks a little funny because he's a dwarf and he's
Yeah.
so little. It's like a toddler throwing a tantrum.
When Toriel says that line about "if this is love, I don't want it."
I hated that. Was the dumbest.
Oh no, that got me. That got me
No,
good.
It got me.
That was the
got me
cheesiest,
good.
dummest fucking
Mary
thing
Clay's
I've
never been in
ever
love.
seen.
Mary Clay's never been in love.
in these 3 movies.
Oh, I was
Yeah, sometimes
all
I want.
about it.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm capable of love, and that's why I don't.
Mary
think
Clay's
I
either
have a
never been in love or
language.
never seen a dead body or both.
Or I
I've
have.
never seen a dead body.
I can see the shit out of some Thestrals. That's all I'm saying. I very much understand where Toriel was coming from when she was looking over Keely's dead body and being like, they're going to bury him, and if this is love, I don't want it. I very much get that.
Well, I think she was saying they're going to bury him because I think in the Elven tradition that's not a thing.
Yeah,
they
no,
do.
I get, but in the human tradition, it's a thing they
They
do.
don't die.
Yeah, in a human tradition, it's a thing they do, and it's not any easier.
Yo, okay. Also, the fact that
There's something very final about a burial.
So Legolas in Fellowship, he's like when Gandalf dies and they come out of Moria and there are all those reaction shots. They specific behind the scenes and Orlando Bloom and other people talking about Legolas's reaction is because it's the first time he's really experiencing death, because Elvish people don't really, I don't know why I'm saying Elvish people.
Elves don't die.
Elves, because elves don't die like that, He's never really had to deal with this concept of a sudden death. Hello, he was in a war. He was in this huge battle, and then there's that scene where Thranduil comes out and looks around and sees all of the dead elf soldiers lying everywhere, and that's when he's like, "We're gonna draw back."
Yeah, but neither Legolas in
this
the
isn't worth it
books,
for us.
neither Legolas in the books or Legolas in the movies had experienced the war, because Legolas was not in the war.
Legolas was not in the. Yeah, he was not in the book to begin with. He was not even a twinkle in
that's what I'm saying.
Tolkien's eye at that point.
Yeah, Legolas had not been invented.
Hold on. I will say this. I understand Legolas is not in the books. Battle of the Five Armies really sold me on Legolas being a part of this.
I agree.
story.
Oh no,
I agree wholeheartedly.
Oh, total opposite. The whole time I was like, so we're gonna go on this side quest to Dunborough. What is it called? Gundabad, which sounds like a German candy bar.
Because they had to tie it together with Mordor.
Also that moment. I hate it so much.
Mary Clay, this
When they're
that whole
looking
scene,
at Gundabad, Toriel and Legolas are like staking it out or whatever, and they're looking at it, and she's like, and then he slowly turns and goes, "That's where my mother died."
Here's the thing, Mary Clay, that whole scene isn't just an ad for the Silmarillion. It's like a commercial for the idea of the Silmarillion. They want you to go, okay, I watched this movie. Who the hell was Angmar? And then what, you go find that out.
That's the Witch King of Angmar. We know who the Witch King of Angmar
But they
is.
want you to figure out the whole thing. They want you to go read about.
That happens in, Return of the King.
They want you to read about, what's his name? The
I
M
don't
word.
know the
The
books.
M word. When the Galadriel
Mordor.
says, the son of whatever.
Morgul.
Morgoth. The son of Morgoth or whatever.
Servant of Morgoth.
Servant of Morgoth, yeah. Morgoth is the guy that had the Silmarils.
I don't know what the Silmarils
They're
are.
gems.
Up until very
Mary Clay.
Up
Mary Clay.
until very recently, I thought when people were saying Silmaril, I thought they were just abbreviating Silmarillion.
Not having read the Silmarillion, I get it, okay? Fucking nobody's read the Silmarillion, right? You haven't read Ready Player 2?
No, I've been reading another book. It's called The Hobbit. There and Back
Read
Again.
Ready Player 2.
No,
called The
I'm
Hobbit
halfway.
or There
I'm
and
currently
Back
halfway through a book that I'm like, this isn't really that good of a book, but I'm more than halfway through, so I might as well finish
One,
it. But because I don't like
Ready
it,
Player 2
I'm
is a
not
good
motivated
book
to
that you
finish
will
it.
like. 2, that Eleanor Oliphant book slaps. I don't know what you're talking about, but she is exactly like you, and you should see that as a threat.
It's kind of hurtful when you
hey.
hear me say I think she's a really terrible person.
Mary Clay, I love you. You're one of my best friends. We had a great time this weekend, and it was so good to see you. You should.
And I understand that I am a terrible
You should take
person
that
on
hurtfully.
a lot of levels.
You should take that hurtfully.
I understand.
When I tell
I
you-
told you, I've been watching a lot of BoJack
When I
Horseman
tell you she
lately.
reminds me of you, you should take that
I
as an
believe
insult.
I am a terrible person.
Yeah, when I tell you she reminds me of you,
I think you
reminds
are
me of you.
both
You should take that as an
great
insult.
people.
But I love you.
Next time.
I think you're both great people who could be nicer to each other, is what I think.
Hey, we at least hung out this weekend.
Gloin.
I literally
glowing.
invited you to my daughter's birthday party, and you
No,
didn't
I
show.
gotta-
I'm not
I
the bad
gotta-
guy here.
First of all,
I
you're the bad guy
you
for.
can come if you want.
Look, Tyler.
Invite.
I love you. You're my best friend in the entire world. You got to plan
else
things
I wouldn't
earlier,
have been able to
man.
come.
You got to plan things earlier.
she was Ethan. It's the Saturday nearest her birthday.
Okay, but you,
which
I
guess
got
it was
an,
a
I got an
Wednesday this
invite.
year.
I got an invite 2 weeks out. I'd been booked for months.
Well, they didn't necessarily know that you would have
Months.
been doing something that weekend. Okay, so go ahead. Start planning Finn's birthday now.
Yeah,
What's the theme?
I'll be there.
Actually, I don't care about the first birthday. You better be doing. We've had one birthday, yes. What about second birthday?
For my
No,
Star
I
Wars
was very-
kid?
Better
No,
do
it'll
that
be
for
like
Finn.
2 sons.
I was very sad. Yeah, binary sunset. I was very sad that I could not attend. I miss you dearly, and I miss your daughter. And she's so cute. And Emily posted that picture of her with your hair, and it was so cute. She's got the fro, man.
If you
Oh,
start
yeah.
planning.
Your daughter has the fro, and it's adorable.
Oh, wait, actually,
I will
I have
tell
a
you
wedding
this,
in
I will-
April, so I guarantee that those are going to end up being the same weekend. Your son's
I will
birthday
tell you
party and
this.
this wedding.
Olivia's third birthday theme will have a petting zoo and is themed Young, Wild, and 3. So,
I'll do my best to be there.
you know, it's not on me if you're not there.
You had
I
the
told you
unfortunate
already.
coincidence of having a daughter born in the summer, which is when people do things.
It's also
my
when
family,
kids are
it's-
not in
it's-
school.
Everybody
so
should
no
be born in
cupcakes
March.
for her classmates.
In my family, no. I can't marry anyone who was born in the month of April because we have too
I
many.
cannot handle
I've said too
whatever
much crap.
Aries energy you're about to talk about.
Yeah, no, your
No.
birthday is April 16th. We know this.
No, it's
yes,
not.
it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, because
though.
one
It's
time you
March
claimed
28th.
you complained that the Virginia Tech massacre happened on your birthday,
Or did I?
and she's gone. Yeah, you did.
No, she's here.
My internet. Oh no.
You did.
I think I'm.
But yeah, the house is going through a tunnel. Listeners, Mary Clay likes to lie about her birthday and make us feel bad.
It's
Because
really
she
fun,
doesn't
actually.
like
We
celebrating.
just want to be friends with you. Why do you make it hard?
Who are you?
We did buy you a sword.
We did buy you a sword.
I know you did. I finally unpacked it.
We got
from-
tacos this weekend. Our friendship has been
I know.
sealed
I
over
love
tacos. You can no longer get rid of me.
I don't know about that. I've had a lot of friendships sealed over
Ethan,
tacos
do you want to go to Nashville
We'll
this
talk in a
weekend? You're
month.
welcome to join me.
in a week, in a year? That's
Aren't you working?
the timeline I was trying to say. Look, we got to plan a
During the day.
trip, okay? We got to
Okay.
plan something
I'll be in Nashville on
where we can
Thursday.
all hang out and all drink
No.
together and hang out and chill for more than
So,
like 2 hours.
The problem is you're going to Nashville, so your wife invited everybody's girlfriends and spouses over to the house.
Correct.
So Chris and I are hanging out here.
Why don't you and Chris come to Nashville?
I mean,
we're not talking about you guys and Chris. We're talking about us
so
three.
come with us.
I'm not coming to hang out with you guys and some dude I've never met.
You'd love him. He's the
Oh, you
easiest
like
guy in the world
Chris.
to get along with.
Yeah.
He's aggressively
chill.
married, and
Also, I don't want to go to Nashville. I've been there, done
it's
that.
got to be
I'm
so
good.
hot right now.
Only if we can.
you're like,
have
I'm going to-
fried chicken. If we can, I take that back. If we can have fried chicken for every single meal,
Nashville hot
That's what
chicken.
did
I
last
will
time
go to
was there.
Nashville.
I did Nashville hot
God
chicken.
damn.
No, last time you were in
Evil
Nashville,
Woman.
chicken.
last time you were in Nashville, you got Chinese food every night.
Well, okay, so I do Chinese food every night because that's like a personal thing. But every meal I had during the day was hot chicken.
Good.
You guys, because I don't think you knew me when I went. Yeah, we went to Nashville for my sister's bachelorette party, and it was
Party
over
on.
St. Patrick's Day weekend, and we had these like green mustaches that we were wearing out that night, and I got hit on multiple times when I had the mustache on, and as soon as I took it off, nothing. Nothing.
I think we found the solution here.
I guess
That was Ethan's birthday.
I'll just go die now.
Yeah, what year was that?
For my bachelor party, we were on a yacht in Charleston, South Carolina.
It was
and
awesome.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That's
It was
amazing.
awesome.
That's amazing.
I threw up on the mega dock.
That's less amazing.
I threw up in the mega yacht. But it was just normal.
I
size
also threw up in the
it
yacht,
was
but
a yacht.
I threw up in the mega dock. It was really funny because I finally worked up the courage to like get out of the bunk that I was staying in to go throw up, and I walked by Tyler's brother Ben, and I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he was like, "I just got done barfing," and I'm like, "Cool, I'm gonna go barf," and he's like, "Hell yeah."
That's awful. And you were on a boat? Is that what
Yeah.
is happening?
Yeah, we were on
That's
a boat.
terrible.
So, like the way
You
that
ever
it
been
works,
drunk on a
I will,
clear you've been drunk on a boat because you just were talking about that. But like you feel drunker because
Here's the problem.
your ground is moving when you're sober.
Here's
you know?
the problem. And listeners, I'm sorry that you're not going to get a hash brown this week because Tyler has to be done in 24 minutes. I'll make it up to you. I'll do something tomorrow for a hash brown. It's fine. But I have to tell this story because this is what happened at Tyler's bachelor party. Okay, Tyler's brother Ben, in all of his.
what are we gonna tell?
In all
them?
of his, no, it's nothing bad. It's just this is why we all ended up so drunk that first night, is because Ben Carlin is, a very
He's an
fit
instigator.
individual, and he's a pusher and an instigator, right? So he has this game of Jenga that's drunk Jenga, but it's drunk Jenga unlike you've ever played before. I promise you, because it's crazy.
Does every single piece have something on it?
So it'll
or
be like
something?
Yeah.
every single piece has something on it, but it'll be like drink your entire beer. Your next block is drink the entire person next to you's entire beer. The third block is do 25 burpees.
Oh,
The
I
next
actually-
block is
terrible.
like shotgun
Let's-
4 beers. The next block is do 50 burpees. And so you're pounding this alcohol and then pushing it through your system as fast as possible.
So we rebuilt that Jenga set, and I made sure to add a block that was call your mom and tell her you love her, which I was pretty proud of. I think that's a good one.
I think we got there at like 4 p.m. and started playing Jenga by like 6 p.m. And then we went out to bars at like 8 p.m. And I think by the time we went out to the bars, I had 14 Coors Lights
I
from
was
that
gone.
Jenga game. I was
let's-
blacked out before we left.
Let's rank the Battle of Five Armies. So I gave it a 65. Ethan gave it a 70.
70.
Mary Clay gave it a 55. Rotten Tomatoes, if I recall
I gotta
correctly,
do the listener scores.
and I don't. So
We don't
let me
have that.
pull
Oh wait,
it
since
up.
my score doesn't matter as much, 0.
Your score
Just to
does
pull it
matter.
down.
You gotta
Just to pull
keep
it
the
down.
55. Keep the 55. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 59 and 74, but we lose the 74. 59, and Metacritic gave it a 59 as well. And the listener scores, all that we're waiting for, so to recap, Tyler 65, Ethan 70, Rotten Tomatoes 59, Metacritic 59, Mary Clay 55. To break down the scores for you, if you don't remember, I get 25% of the vote, Ethan gets 25% of the vote, Rotten Tomatoes critics get 15% of the vote, Metacritic gets 5% because it's an aggregate that we don't like as much. And you listeners get 25%
be right
yourself,
back.
and then our guest gets 5%. And that all adds up together to a total of 100%. And the system we have built in place, I think it's pretty good. And even looking at the sheet, I'm actually pretty proud of these numbers. Just to recap sort of where we're at on the year, It's a Wonderful Life tops our list with a 97. There is an honorable mention for Bo Burnham's Inside, which did get a 98 and 97.65 rounded up. But Ethan wasn't on that episode, so it doesn't count. But it did have the highest score. Looking at the top 10, we've got It's a Wonderful Life, In the Heights, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, The Trial of the Chicago 7, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Tombstone, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Jojo Rabbit, and Groundhog Day. I will note, I wasn't even on 2 of those episodes, and at least, I wasn't on one of those episodes, and on another one of those episodes, I deferred my score. So, it's something to think about. Just something to think about.
You also gave Space
The one
Jam
I
a
wasn't on was
100.
Tombstone. 100%er.
Also, I deferred-
100%er.
So where
I deferred
did
my
it
score
land?
from
Bottom?
Tombstone as well. No, we haven't done it yet. But it's not going to be the bottom.
You did defer
should
your
be.
score. Who got the score for Tombstone?
My mom.
It was 100%.
100% on behalf of Linda Edgehill.
Yeah.
I also read a listener review from my dad who said, this movie's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, Linda. It's a good time.
that's very
James
sweet.
James and I had a good time on that one. I missed you dearly, but that was a good experience for me. I do have a listener review or a listener score here. It is a 54.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 54 from the listeners.
Yeah, that checks out.
I had the highest
not
score.
good.
I had the highest score.
It's almost like they took something that was. Fuck, now I gotta count.
This is the best of the 3. I can't. It's the best of the 3. 100% best of the 3. It's not 100%er by any means. If you want to see 100%er, go watch Free Guy.
It's almost like they took 40 pages.
It is absolutely a 100%er.
And turned it into
It is a
a
100%er specifically because you gave Space Jam
movie.
100%. And it is everything Space Jam is, but better. It's the same movie, but better, without basketball.
So The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, comes in at number 38 on our big board with a score of 62, a 61.8 before rounding. That beats out 3 films and 3 films only. It beats out The Santa Claus, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug.
It's just so wrong. What I want to happen is for Return of the King to be at the top of your list, and what is this movie? Battle of Five Armies to be at the bottom.
The problem is I like The Battle of the Five Armies. You're very close. Return of the King is, I think, at number 4 right now, and The Desolation of Smaug is at number 41 of 41. But
No, but Desolation of Smaug isn't.
I will say this. The Battle of Five Armies beats 3 movies, and The Return of the King loses to 3 movies. So there is some symmetry there that you're looking for.
I don't care about
Return
the
of the King
symmetry.
is not
All
as good
that
as It's a Wonderful Life, and this is not as bad as The Desolation of Smaug or The Santa Claus.
I will say this: Return of the King.
But it is though.
If I didn't defer my score, Return of the King would be ahead of In the Heights. And if you're asking me right now, if I'd rather
Wait, you
watch,
have In the Heights up there? Sorry, say again. What are your
And Heights is
top?
number 2 because Tyler
5?
gave Eni a score, and Eni gave it a 100, and I gave it a 100.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I gave it an 80.
Cool.
Which I stand by. I still.
I haven't seen In the Heights,
It's
so I
so
can't
good.
say
You
whether or
should
not I
watch it.
think it's a good movie.
You should watch it. It's so good.
I mean, it's there
I
are
have
no
no-
metrics by which. I would say
Listen,
it's
I'm going
bad.
to tell you, I have zero interest in seeing any of these movie musicals that are coming out.
Interesting.
Freaking Tick
This
Tick Boom is gonna be
one-
so good. Are you kidding me?
Dear, I am kind of interested in
Tick,
seeing
Tick,
that
Boom
one
is
because
gonna be so
I
good.
haven't ever seen.
This
I haven't
is
ever
the
I don't even know what the show's about. Also,
So
it's going to
good.
be on Netflix
Yeah.
and free.
And it's Jonathan Larson, man. Rent slaps.
But like, I have no desire to see Dear Evan
Oh, me
Hansen.
either.
I have no desire to see In the Heights, and I have no desire to see West
I
Side
have
Story.
a lot
So,
of desire to see West Side Story. A lot.
I'm like, I know.
West Side Story is
They all
awesome.
die. They all die. What does it matter?
Yeah, West Side Story
Have
is
you
rad.
seen the Titanic? It's rad.
We all die.
Yeah, I have no desire to see
I will
David
say
Hansen.
this.
It looks awful.
But also Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is so like In the Heights and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom are both stage adaptations, and I would rather watch Return of the King than either of those. Maybe not in their original medium because I think Return of the King would make a terrible musical and or stage adaptation or play. And In the Heights is I'm sure a fantastic live musical, and Ma Rainey's
Well,
Black Bottom
50% of the score for Monty Rainey's Black
Play to
Bottom
see.
is the fact that Chadwick Boseman died immediately after making that monologue.
But
Like
it's
that,
not his
That's
final.
sad.
No,
it's
but
not
that
his
was the
final
last thing.
His final performance will actually come out, I think, the same day as this episode.
Yeah.
It
You
wanna know
is-
what,
but that was the last thing he
the Marvel
filmed was
performance.
that movie with that
You know what
monologue.
makes me real sad
Yeah.
all the time is that Robin Williams' last line in a movie is I think it's in fucking
Night at the Museum 3 or
Night
whatever.
at the Museum 2 or whatever. But it's like smile boys, the sun is rising or something like that. And I'm
That
just
is
like,
not Robin Williams' last role. Robin Williams' last role, he plays a dog in a movie with Simon Pegg.
I didn't say last role, like his last whatever recorded line or
Yeah,
whatever.
the last
it
thing he
was, is
filmed
like,
was
yeah, the last thing he filmed was this role in Night at the Museum 7, To Night to Museum. And it's a beautiful moment, and I'm like, he's a wax statue of Teddy Roosevelt. Why am I crying?
wax.
I'm made of
Larry,
wax,
what are you
Larry.
made
What are
of?
you made of? Don't blink. You won't even miss me at all.
Legolas doesn't blink
No.
for whatever weird reason. I don't know if that was an
And on
intentional
that
thing.
note, it's time to end.
Thanks for listening. to
Thank
Bacon
you,
and Eggs.
comedian Mary Clay
This is
Watt,
the last time
for joining us.
I will ever appear, guys. This is unless you're going to cover VeggieTales Lord of the Beans,
I mean,
which I will be
I'm
covering.
sure, Mary Clay, we've had you
This
on
is the
for
last
Clue.
time
We've had you on for Holes.
I will ever
We had you on
appear.
for Ocean's 11.
Well, it'll be the last time I appear on this podcast until Tyler has a child.
Yeah. When Tyler has a third child, we'll get you back on.
Good
Actually,
news,
no, not necessarily
everyone.
because I don't even
Jesus
think I came
Christ.
on. If that's how you told me, I would be like, first of all,
Aggressive.
that's insane.
Why
Second
can't
of
one of y'all
all,
have a kid?
maybe wrap
Why
it
getting a
can't one of
dog.
y'all-
before you tap it.
I'm getting a dog.
I
Do I
might
get to-
be getting a new vacuum.
Do I get to take 5 weeks off when I get my dog?
Yeah, do that.
No, you do not.
No, this is the last time I'm appearing on Bacon and Eggs. It's been great knowing you guys.
Okay, bye.
I
See
will
you
now-
never.
Diminish into the West.
See, I feel we have to do the promo and everything, but that's such a great line to end on.
Well, then cut all that out. Cut all that out.
Okay. Say it
then
say it
I'll-
again at the end. Okay.
Hold on. So, exciting news. I believe this week, could be next week. I'm not sure exactly. I'm very bad at following release schedules. WBNE.org. Bacon and Eggs is a product of WBNE. This is a podcast network that Ethan and I create. And we just like to find creators who make content that we really like and who are really interactive in our community. And either this week or next week, there will be an episode of Unsobered that I feature on, talking all about Jyn Erso, who is the unsung hero of the Star Wars universe, one of my favorite female characters of all time, who just doesn't get the recognition that she deserves. And Unsobered is a podcast that talks about badass women in pop culture and history. And it is a fantastic episode. I'm very excited for you to hear it.
is the
So
life
if you haven't listened to
of a
Unsobered, it's hosted by Julia Kendall, who is a badass woman, no doubt. She's a soldier. She's a genius. She was from Texas and now she's from Massachusetts. I'm talking about
She
a
survived the COVID
blue-
vaccine.
red-blooded American with the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, what color's y'all's blood?
Mine's purple today. It changes based on my mood.
My mouse just
That's some
locked
crystal
up.
stuff right there. That's some crystal stuff right there.
I just love all of the jokes about like, yo, I can't wait for a booster shot. My chip is, it hasn't updated in a while. I'm on iOS 8 in here.
Here is a clip for Unsobered.
Hi, I'm Julia, the host of Unsobered, Badass Women of History and Literature, the podcast where I talk about the women that the history books, history classes, and the general public often overlook, or who just get a brief mention, but we never really know the whole story of their impact on the world we live in. On Unsobered, I share the stories and histories of these badass, amazing, and strong women. And while I tell you the history we don't get from traditional history classes, I get more and more drunk over the course of the episode. So join me to learn more about your favorite women, or to find a new favorite woman that you didn't even know contributed to one of your favorite things, with new episodes every other Friday.
When I got my tattoo on Friday, which is Friday the 13th, they had a whole flash sheet full of like COVID-related joke tattoos, and one of them was just a 5G microchip that you could get.
I would get that
thought
on
about
my,
it, but-
like on the spot wherever I
Yeah,
got the
I thought about
vaccine.
doing that because the spot that I got the vaccine is still unopened or still open on my arm, but I didn't want to get, like, I feel like that would be a surefire way to ensure that I get COVID-19 is to make a joke about it on my body in tattoo ink. Like, that feels like bad karma.
Nah.
Supremely bad karma. What I did get instead was a Star Wars tattoo.
You got a
Solid.
Star Wars tattoo.
Yeah, I have a Star Wars tattoo now.
Did
I'll
you get
get
the
a Star
binary
Wars
sunset
tattoo.
that Jay Stoops got?
No, but I want that. Holy shit.
That's
Do y'all know
It
how to,
was
did you
so
say
cool.
Jay did you just say Jay Stoops?
Yeah.
Do y'all know how to get in contact with her? Because everyone's telling me I should have her on. I'm like, I'm
I
trying.
would just DM her on TikTok.
man.
I would go to her podcast with Straw Hat Goofy and figure out what the contact for that email
I know
is.
there is no contact information.
That doesn't surprise
for
me.
them.
Really?
They have email addresses that I have emailed and nothing else.
But yeah, I would absolutely get that binary sunset tattoo, especially if Tyler got it with me.
What binary sun are you talking about? Binary sun, Star Wars.
I mean, it's one of the best pieces of movie music ever associated with that
It's
scene.
also one of the best pieces of movie.
Oh, I
yeah.
tweeted that the other day. If you could get a tattoo
Imagery.
of a sound, what would you get? I would get the little beeps that the baby guardian makes in Hyrule Warriors.
I might get that. No, I mean, if I could get a tattoo of a sound, I would get the voicemail my dad left me, telling me, asking me what kind of oil that my car takes, and telling me that
Okay,
he
well,
loves
that's
me.
a very heartfelt answer. Now you make me feel like a jackass.
I mean, I got to give you the honest answer
It's
though,
like
because
when-
like I've thought
I
about
know,
doing
I know.
I've thought about getting it translated into like a waveform and doing that.
Yeah, it's like when the icebreaker for my work was like, what's your greatest accomplishment? And I submit, and on mine I wrote, I won an 80s music trivia contest on a cruise. And then other people's were like, I was the first person in my family to go to college. I published a book when I was 15. I bought a
I am
house. And I'm
Roanoke's
like,
platinum entrepreneur.
Yeah, rub
like,
it in. You got
like,
thick
guys,
hair.
these are
You're a platinum entrepreneur. I just have a fucking
are
Star Wars
different
tattoo.
vibes. Everyone go ahead and get a head start. I didn't realize that there was a best podcast category in Richmond Style Weekly. So go ahead and get a head start on 2022. Just start submitting. That's what I'm talking about.
One time I was nominated
For best podcast.
One time I was nominated by RVA Mag as best local photographer until they figured out that I didn't actually
You
live in
don't
Richmond
live
and they
in Richmond.
disqualified me.
That's hilarious. That's great. So you should move to Richmond so you can.
Just give them
Get that.
Mary Clay's address next time.
I should. I guess. I don't
You
know.
don't know my address.
I know the corner you live
I'm
on.
a
right.
mystery. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that hard to find me. Or
How are
is
we going to
it?
send you a sword if we don't know your address?
Anyway,
I already
bye.
have one.
This
I don't
episode
need
of Bacon
another
and
one.
Eggs has been an episode of Bacon and Eggs brought to you by the WB. I should not drink an entire bottle of wine during recording. This is an episode of Bacon and Eggs, and it has been presented by the WB&E Podcast Network. If you want to get more podcasts like this, and like that's what I'm talking about, go to
Jesus Christ,
WBNE.org or wherever you get your podcasts, and now on Spotify. Our music is by Andrew Scott Bell, AndrewScottBellMusic.com, and our graphics are by Vaishon Brandon. GraphIdeaVMB on Instagram. I've been Ethan Edgehill. She's been Mary
Wait,
Clay
is this
Watt,
when
and
I-
he's
is
been
this when
Tyler
I say-
Carlin. Until next time, arrivederci.
Wait. This is when I say, and I will diminish
Aragorn,
and go into the
son of
west. You already did
Arathorn.
that. You already did that one.
So,
You did Aragorn, son of Arathorn, son of Erebor, son of Aranuil, son of Aranuis.